The latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning. It's 5:10. I'm Manda Factor. The former Longview congressional candidate who just quit as America's top counterterrorism official says key people were blocked from voicing concerns about attacking Iran. Joe Kent told Tucker Carlson yesterday that skeptical officials could not share their doubts with President Trump. There was not a robust debate, Kent said. He resigned Tuesday. In the interview, Kent repeated claims from his resignation letter. He says Iran posed no imminent threat.
Unless we took certain actions, unless we came after them in a way that they thought threatened the regime.
He also says outside interests manipulated the president into launching the war. Kent ran twice to represent Southwest Washington in Congress. We're also learning Kent is being investigated by the FBI. Sources tell the New York Times the investigation may involve leaking sensitive intelligence. Well, we cracked $5 for the average gallon of gas. Now Washington is at $5.14, 8 cents higher than yesterday. The average in King County is even higher at $5.39. AAA shows the national average also up to $3.88. Washington State will not honor Cesar Chavez Day this year. In a statement to several news organizations, Governor Bob Ferguson's office says he won't issue a proclamation for the late civil rights leader in light of what it called shocking allegations of sexual misconduct. Chavez died in 1993. The state has observed Cesar Chavez Day since 2018. Ferguson says he looks forward to celebrating Dolores Huerta Day on April 10th instead. A crash involving a King County Metro bus left behind a trail of damage along a busy street in North Seattle yesterday. KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey has more from the Greenwood neighborhood.
A scary scene here in North Seattle near 85th and Greenwood as a King County Metro bus driver, according to Seattle police, had a medical emergency. A passenger noticed and jumped in to helping stop the bus, but not until 7 cars were hit, according to Seattle police, and the bus traveled some 5 city blocks. Here's one witness that saw the whole thing.
I just looked over and I saw what was a side swipe of the car, and the bus just kept going. It kept hitting cars.
No word on the driver's condition in North Seattle. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The bus driver and 2 others were taken to the hospital as a precaution. A shocking animal rescue in Paulsbo, where 57 neglected pets were pulled from a single home. KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Audley reports the animals are now with the Kitsap Humane Society.
Sheriff's deputies and animal control officers got an anonymous tip about a caregiving issue at a home in Paulsbo. Officers went in Tuesday and seized more than 50 animals, most of them dogs and puppies, but some cats, kittens, and even a pig. The Humane Society now caring for all of them, getting them veterinary care and cleaning them up. Shelter staff were able to move out existing animals into foster homes and even a nearby pet hotel, but they tell me they really desperately need volunteers, more fosters, and donations to care for these animals on site.
There is encouraging news for a harbor seal that was found near Hood Canal last month after being shot in the face. Rescuers say she's gaining weight, while a CT scan shows trauma to her nose, but no injuries that appear life-threatening. This week, they shared a video of her swimming in a pool enjoying lunch. Staff says they'll continue to monitor her as she recovers. And Chateau Saint Michel just landed a music legend. Bob Dylan is coming to Woodinville for back-to-back shows June 6th and 7th. Tickets go on sale 10 o'clock March 23rd in the morning, online at chateauconcerts.com. It's 5:13. It's another wet morning around here. Let's check the roads with Chris Sullivan. Good morning.
Good morning. And I have heard of Bob Dylan.
You have? Good. Shocking.
Like, when we had the schedule come out earlier this week, I was like, what?
I know.
But, oh, well, that's a really good headliner.
Right?
Looking at the drive now, we're in really good shape. I mean, there's some wet weather out there. We've gotten used to that the last couple of mornings, but overall, all green on the map so far. Only 30 minutes from Olympia to Tacoma. And if you're continuing up the corridor, nothing up to Federal Way, and Federal Way to Seattle's only 35 minutes. Valley Freeway, 35 minutes as well. We've got a pretty clean drive, even through Auburn. Same with the Renton to Bellevue Drive. The S-curves haven't quite woken up, which is great. Across the lake, no problem. Coming down from the north end, we've got a nice and easy drive from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, 35 minutes. So we're off to a very good start. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
Our forecast: showers early on, should become a steadier rain later in the day. 57 our high today. A little bit breezy, too. Tomorrow we'll taper off to showers, 56 so far. The weekend is looking nice. Now both days look dry. We'll see some sunshine in the afternoon hours. A little bit cooler with highs in the low 50s. Right now it is lightly raining and 51 in Seattle. And coming up, former State Attorney General Rob McKenna breaks down the battle on Capitol Hill over the Save American Act. This is Seattle's Morning News.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News.
This hour of Seattle's Morning News is brought to you by Closets by Design Seattle.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home and auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's John Curley. If you're having joint pain, this will interest you. Tonight at 6, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
What joints have you seen really good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar tonight at 6. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
I'm sure by now you've heard interviews with a whole lot of people who took the First Mark Challenge and saved so much money on their insurance and got better coverage. We call them First Mark victories. Well, I too took the First Mark Challenge and am thrilled to say that First Mark is saving my family thousands. Now that's what I call a victory. Before we got married, my husband had been with the same agent for so long, I think we just assumed that they were working hard to get us the best coverage and save us money. But it wasn't the case. And we only knew that by taking the First Mark Challenge. First Mark works for you, not the insurance carriers. First Mark will fully analyze your current coverage, making sure you're not overpaying for the wrong coverage, which could leave you at risk for financial loss. Then they carefully search the market, dozens of major carriers to find you the best fit. And that's it. First Mark Insurance has helped thousands of families successfully manage the complicated world of insurance and save them thousands, my family included. Be the next First Mark Challenge victory. Take the First Mark Challenge now. It's free. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com. First Mark Insurance. They work for you.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Debate kicked off yesterday between Republicans and Democrats on Capitol Hill surrounding the Save America Act. Is a piece of legislation that President Trump has called his #1 priority.
Let's break it down with former State Attorney General Rob McKenna. Rob, give us the nuts and bolts. Refresh our memories. What is the Save America Act?
The Save America Act is a federal bill that would require Americans to provide proof of citizenship when registering to vote, and also to use photo identification that satisfies the Real ID Act in order to go into a polling place to cast their vote. Or if mailing in your vote, as we do in Washington State, you'd have to provide proof of citizenship along with your ballot, like a photocopy of your Real ID compliant driver's license.
And what's the pushback on this? I don't think many people want non-citizens to vote in an election.
Well, the pushback on it is that, number one, there's very little evidence that non-citizens actually vote in elections. There have been few documented cases of that actually happening, at least in federal elections. Some cities actually allow non-citizens to vote in city elections, but it's pretty rare. So there isn't a strong fraud component that really justifies these changes in the minds of the bill's opponents. They're worried that this will basically disenfranchise millions of voters who may not have photo ID that complies with the Real ID Act, or people whose names have changed because of marriage, they'll have to go into the election office and re-register to vote with their new driver's license or other proof that they're a citizen with their new name on it. So they're worried about all kinds of impacts on voters and voter turnout.
The president has said the passing of the SAVE Act would guarantee the midterms for Republicans. What's the argument there?
I'm not really sure what the argument there is. I don't see how that guarantees anything unless he thinks it will discourage enough voters who would vote against him from voting at all. That maybe that's the implication, but I haven't seen evidence that that's really the case. On the other hand, opponents of this bill might be thinking about that in the back of their mind if they're Democrats. But I think the larger concern is that you'll have up to 20 million Americans who just don't vote because they can't meet these requirements because they don't have the right kind of ID, not because they're not citizens necessarily.
The president has been known to call elections fraudulent if they don't go his way. Are you seeing this as maybe, are they laying the groundwork for President Trump to call voter fraud if Democrats do well in the midterms?
I do worry that that's what the president has in mind, yes. He's going to try to claim that yet again there's a stolen election that's taken the House of Representatives away from his party. So that's a concern. It also becomes an excuse that he can give that, hey, it's not my fault that Republicans lost the majority. I tried to get this act passed. On the other hand, if this bill does get through the Senate and signed into law, then what is he going to blame? Right? What's the reason then? Because the party in the White House generally loses control of Congress, at least of one chamber. It's very common. It happens more often than not, as Americans kind of instinctively try to rebalance, the control of government. It's not historically unusual to have the House flip against the party in the White House. And the idea of bringing into question the validity of the election based on fraud that doesn't exist is really troubling.
Oh, you just said fraud that doesn't exist. I was just about to ask how common voter fraud has been in past elections.
It's quite rare. There have been 1,820 documented instances of it since 1982, according to one think tank study. So that's 1,800 people out of hundreds of millions of votes cast, dating back to 82. It's 44 years ago. So it is actually quite rare, and that's because the election systems are pretty good at keeping their voter databases up to date. That's not to say that mistakes don't happen, and sometimes someone will make the mistake of voting their dead spouse's ballot because they think, Joe would have wanted me to do this for him. But it is very rare, and we just don't see instances of elections being flipped because of fraudulent votes, notwithstanding real concerns about needing to have secure elections. And, a lot of Americans support the idea of having a present photo ID when when a vote is cast. I think, it's very common to support that. We have to use photo ID for lots of transactions. So, I don't know that that's necessarily the problem, but if you have to present photo ID that proves citizenship as well, that could be harder for a lot of people.
So let's say the Senate decides to blow up the filibuster and this passes the Senate, it passes the House, the president signs the bill into law, and suddenly we have the Save America Act as the law of the land. Give us an idea of what voting would look like here in Washington with all mail-in ballots.
Well, for the federal races, if you're voting in a federal race, I think you'd have to provide a copy of your valid photo ID, with your ballot. That would be a new requirement that the election systems currently aren't set up to handle. I don't know how many ballots would end up not being counted because people failed to provide either any copy of their photo ID or a copy that satisfies the federal law. But you could see lots of ballots not counted at all as people try to adjust to this new requirement. At least for federal elections, this wouldn't apply to state or local elections. So presumably the votes in those elections would still count.
Former State Attorney General Rob McKenna joining us this morning on Seattle's Morning News. Rob, thanks. We'll check in with you next week.
Very good. Thanks.
It's 524. Our forecast for today. We're looking for showers early on, more steady rain later in the day, and 57 today. Should start to taper off to just showers for your Friday tomorrow. Right now, it's 51 in Seattle. And coming up, Joe Kent speaks out after his abrupt resignation this week. Also, KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey has a Tech Talk, a deeper look at the Stryker cyber attack this past week and how it impacts U.S. cyber defense. You are listening to KIRO News Radio.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Remember that time we were driving through France and for some reason we didn't have GPS?
Oh, for some reason? That reason would be that you didn't plug your phone in because you didn't have a charger.
Yeah, because I let you borrow my phone so you could call your mother, and you're on the phone for like 30 minutes telling her where we are. But that aside, we didn't know where we were going. We did fight a little bit because we didn't know where we were going. I think that Longevity Medical Clinic is like the GPS for us. They tell us which turns to make. They tell us which directions to go, right?
They do. And now I feel like the two of us together have a clear path and we have more control over our own health care.
Right, exactly. So you don't have to get out of the car and try to find information somewhere. It's all right there. As you're aging, all the little sort of turns you have to make in order to be able to have lots of energy and to enjoy your life. So for as far as I'm concerned, Longevity Medical Clinic is our GPS. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise. There's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
If you've saved more than $300,000, there's one thing you can do now that could make your savings go twice as far in retirement, and it's tax planning. That's right, tax planning could significantly reduce the taxes on your IRA and 401k withdrawals, Social Security benefits, and other investment income. Charlie Harger here. Find out how much money you could save with a free retirement tax savings analysis from the good people at Boss Retirement Solutions. To schedule your free analysis, call 206-210-1350. Tax planning for retirement could reduce your taxes not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. And the savings could be six figures. Let's find out how much money you could save. Call 206-210-1350. 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Staples has hot deals on everything for your business, like up to $125 off your print order. Ends 4/18, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. It's 5:30. I'm Manda Factor. Joe Kent says Iran was not close to getting a nuclear weapon when the U.S. launched its attack 3 weeks ago. Kent resigned abruptly Tuesday as the nation's top counterterrorism official. In an interview yesterday with Tucker Carlson, the former Southwest Washington congressional candidate said key decision makers were kept away from the president. He says they weren't allowed to express doubts about the war.
This would be more challenging to explain had the Secretary of State, the President, and the Speaker of the House not come out and said that we conducted this attack at this time because the Israelis were about to do so. So that takes away the argument that there was an imminent threat.
Kent also claims outside interests pushed Trump into the conflict. We're also learning this morning the Federal Bureau of Investigation is looking into Joe Kent. Here's CBS News Justice Department's Jake Rosen.
Kent's resignation certainly sent a loud shockwave through politics, and the D.C. circle at large is really the most high-profile person in the administration to speak out against what's going on with U.S. intervention in Iran and the consequences of doing so far. And it's no surprise that the Trump administration potentially would want this information about there being an FBI investigation out there.
The 15-year-old boy police believe shot and killed 2 Rainier Beach High School students in January chose not to appear in court yesterday. Judge Tanya Thorpe found probable cause for 2 counts of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office says whether he'll be tried in adult or juvenile courts. Here's his answer.
If somebody's 15 or 14, prosecutors make their case, the defense makes their case, and it's up to a judge to determine if that case moves to adult court.
Formal charges are expected sometime on Friday. A wild scene on a busy street in North Seattle where a King County Metro bus driver suffered a medical episode and caused a crash involving 7 vehicles. This man tells us he saw the bus sideswiping cars along Greenwood Avenue.
And the bus just kept going. It just kept hitting cars.
The bus left a trail of debris along 5 blocks stretching from 80th to 85th Street. No word on the condition of the bus driver. He was taken to the hospital. 2 other people were transported to the hospital as well. Everett police believe they now know who stole a fire engine last July, leaving behind a trail of destruction.
Detectives have identified the suspect, a man in his 30s, by using DNA evidence. While firefighters were on a medical call, police say the guy stole their truck, then tore through North Everett, crashing it into a dozen parked cars. Tyler Lehman's told KIRO 7 he heard it happen.
It goes boom, 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 right in front of our house.
The guy ditched the truck and ran away, but now police say when they figured out who he was, they also learned he was already in jail in King County. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
And Dick's Drive-In is facing a class action lawsuit. Employees accuse the Seattle burger chain of failing to provide legally required rest and meal breaks. A complaint claims some workers weren't given 10-minute rest breaks every 4 hours or 30-minute meal breaks every 5 hours, violations that could mean thousands in missed wages over the last 3 years. Dick's president and CEO tells the Seattle Times the company values its employees and is reviewing the allegations. The suit seeks back pay for all hourly workers plus interest and attorney's fees. It's 5:33. That's time for a check on traffic. Once again, we check in with Chris Sullivan.
Yeah, it looks like we have our first little issue of the morning. Not exactly sure what we're dealing with because the cameras are down in this particular spot on 405. But northbound 405 from Renton on up past 30th, there seems to be pretty heavy today. Looks like we have something right after sunset. I could use a little help from my KIRO drivers at the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. Voice to text, have your passenger text. Don't you do it until you get to where you're going. Don't want you to get a distracted driving ticket. But either way, we're looking at about a 25-minute trip already from Renton on up into Bellevue, about a 10-minute delay through that area. Behind that, the Valley Freeway starting to activate a little bit. We've got about a 40-minute trip now from Puyallup to Renton. 35 from Federal Way to Seattle, just some off and on slowing as you work your way through some of the exits around 272nd and around the Kent Des Moines Road. Coming down from the north end, we're about 15 minutes away from the grind there past Northgate. Overall, 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
We're seeing some showers this morning. Look for a more steady rain later in the day, 57-hour high. And then tomorrow, it'll be Friday. We'll taper off to showers for tomorrow, 56. So far, the weekend looks terrific. Should be dry both days with sunshine in the afternoon hours, at least partly sunny, and highs a little bit cooler, down in the low 50s. Right now in Seattle, we do have some showers. It's 51 degrees.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News. News matters. Experience counts. You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
It's now 5:36 on your Thursday morning, the 19th of March. In today's Tech Talk, you've probably heard of the recent cyber attack on the healthcare company Stryker. Hundreds of thousands of healthcare devices were hacked into and wiped clean. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports Iranian hackers are now being blamed for that attack.
According to Chris Krebs, former director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, in the Department of Homeland Security.
Hey, this was a wake-up call. Pure and simple.
Last Wednesday's attack on Stryker, a medical devices and equipment company, was deliberate and damaging.
This is a 5-alarm fire, I think.
It was also the first time, certainly that the public knows about, a company inside the U.S. has been targeted since the U.S.-Israeli-Iran conflict kicked off.
But it looks as if a group affiliated with Iran, Handala, was able to gain access to privileged, important administrator-level accounts within Stryker and then wipe out devices, hundreds of thousands of devices worldwide.
200,000 Stryker devices wiped clean with a living off the land cyber technique, meaning rather than trying to inject malware from the outside, bad actors were able to get inside Stryker's systems to direct the system to basically attack itself, effectively shutting down operations worldwide. Krebs says there was likely a software vulnerability within Stryker that bad actors were able to exploit to get inside.
I think the conditions that created this attack on Stryker were probably independent anyway, in that some misconfiguration or other vulnerability contributed to the ability of Handala to get in.
And as cyber teams continue to investigate how much damage has been done, it will most likely take a long time and a lot of money to fix any vulnerability, but also to get back up and running where they were before that cyber attack. It is one big, scary wake-up call. And Krebs says this is what companies should be doing right now.
Every organization today, right now, yesterday even, needs to be running a full hands-on deck rehearsal of what happens if they have a similar event. Make sure the bad guys cannot easily get in and move throughout the entirety of an organization.
Drones spotted over a Washington, D.C. Army base are raising security concerns.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth live at Fort McNair. Sources tell the Washington Post officials recently detected multiple unidentified drones over the base and have increased security measures there. They do not know where the drones came from. The Post reports officials are considering whether to relocate Rubio and Hegseth. Earlier this week, a suspicious package prompted a lockdown at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, the home of U.S. Central Command, which is overseeing the war in Iran. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Are you feeling blue? Well, a move to a Nordic country could be just what the doctor ordered.
Gray skies are gonna clear up, put on a happy face.
Finland, where you can let off steam in public saunas, soak in geothermal hot springs, take in the northern lights, and even dine on reindeer, could cure a case of the blues. It tops Oxford's new list of the world's happiest countries for the 9th year in a row. Iceland is number 2. The World Happiness Report says Denmark is 3rd. Costa Rica at 4th scores the highest ranking ever for a Latin American country. Sweden rounds out the top 5. Norway and the Netherlands follow. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Nordic countries usually dominate the top 10 based on levels of trust, social equality, strong welfare systems, and safety. It's 5:39. Stay with us for a look at national headlines coming up on KIRO News Radio.
The G and Ursula Show.
If you want to see what I'm wearing today, check out Mrs. Roper.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
A muumuu is like a bank. You never know how much is in it.
On KIRO News Radio and the KIRO Newsradio app.
Our first Mark Challenge victory is Aaron McCoy from McCoy Home Solutions, yet another small business owner that took the First Mark Insurance Challenge. Aaron, why did you make the call to First Mark Insurance?
My company has grown to a space where we need a higher level of coverage. A couple of factors led me to say, boy, I really need to find something new, and First Mark really rang that bell.
First Mark save you and your business money?
Oh, yeah. They have decreased overall expense in a couple categories by up to 30%, coverage in a couple of areas by greater than 50%. They've offered coverage in 2 new categories that I think are pertinent for my business, and they've greatly impacted what that coverage and those margins look like.
Kind of wish you made the call earlier.
I absolutely do. Yeah.
So if you're a small business owner that wants to take the stress of insurance off your plate, do what Aaron McCoy did for McCoy Home Solutions. Make the call to First Mark Insurance. They're your teammate that goes to work for you. FirstMarkInsurance.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
The John Curley Show.
I can't wait till I get a little older, be the really crotchety old guy, getting close to being eccentric. As my mom used to say, I don't make enough money to be eccentric. I'm just middle-class crazy right now.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
CBS News Brief. New threat from the president after Iran strike on the world's largest liquid natural gas terminal. The BBC's Nick Marsh.
In the Iranian part of the Gulf is the South Pars gas field, which Donald Trump's threatened to destroy entirely if Iranian attacks on Qatar persisted.
Washington Post says the military's monitoring a Washington Army base home to 2 top U.S. officials. CBS's Jared Hill.
Unidentified drones were spotted over that Army base where Secretary of State Rubio as well as Defense Secretary Hegseth live. They were reportedly seen one night over the past 10 days.
House Democrats, including California's Robert Garcia, walked out of a tense briefing after Attorney General Pam Bondi refused to commit to testify under oath about the Epstein files.
This briefing, which we're glad is happening, is in no way a substitute for the under oath subpoena.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
It's 5:43. We're going to see some rain at times. It looks like the heavier rain will come in the afternoon hours. The showers until then. 57 the high today. For tomorrow, Friday, rain changing to showers by afternoon, 56, and then a dry weekend. We'll see some sunshine both Saturday and Sunday. A little bit cooler with highs into the low 50s. Looks like we'll stay dry for the first part of next week, too. Right now in Seattle, we do have some light showers. It's 51 degrees. Coming up, it is the 75th anniversary celebration of the Peanuts next weekend with the Seattle Symphony. Our chat with the producer, Todd Gershwin, is next on Seattle's Morning News.
Meet Morgan Jones. Morgan is about to step into a world unknown to most, thanks to Progressive's Renters Insurance, a place of fresh linens and turn-down service. You see, Morgan temporarily vacated her apartment and has gone to a hotel because a pipe burst in her apartment. A pipe that made her sense of reality and apartment ceiling all come crashing down. Luckily, Morgan checked into Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
Jackson Hewitt will do your taxes for $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So if you're a delivery driver / handyman / wedding DJ, you pay only $149 or less. We're talking to you, waitress.
Check, please.
/ pet sitter / influencer. Just $149 or less. Want your refund to work as hard as you? Hurry. Don't wait. File with Jackson Hewitt today. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com /149.
Hey, it's John Curley. If you're having joint pain, this will interest you. Tonight at 6, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
What joints have you seen really good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar tonight at 6. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Bringing you Seattle's morning news since 1974. This is KIRO Newsradio.
75 years after Charlie Brown first appeared in the funny pages, Peanuts is getting a symphony orchestra salute. And the world premiere is happening right here in Seattle at Benaroya Hall. The Peanuts' 75th anniversary symphonic concert features the unforgettable music of Vince Guaraldi. And I brought in producer David Burbank because, David, when I mentioned this show, your eyes just lit up and said, I grew up listening to him.
My childhood was spent with the soundtracks, the Halloween one, the Great Pumpkin, and the Christmas soundtrack on repeat. My dad was constantly playing them in his workshop, so very excited.
We have the producer of the show, Todd Gershwin, with us here on Seattle's Morning News. Todd, so great to have you with us.
Well, hello. It's great to be with you. I'm so excited to chat about such amazing music and history today.
Let's talk more about the show itself, because it's not just the music. I mean, this is a full-on production. Can you explain what we're going to witness?
Absolutely. So you're right. It really is a few amazing elements coming together. So first and foremost, you have the incredible, timeless Vince Guaraldi Peanuts music from all the different, Peanuts specials throughout the years, arranged by David Benoit, who is one of the great music arrangers of our time. And so you have the music along with 6 Broadway triple threat, multi-talented performers dancing and singing on stage, of course, along with the Great Seattle Symphony. And then the real treat is that we also have the original visuals from the Peanuts animated TV specials as the backdrop for the evening. So behind the orchestra on the giant screen, you'll see all your favorite moments from the Peanuts specials. So it's really the visuals meets the music, meets these great performers, all rolled up into one very, very special performance.
Todd, one of the things that has really stood out to me about these soundtracks throughout, my life has been, and I think maybe the reason they've stood the test of time so much is kind of the simplicity of them. Vince Guaraldi Trio was kind of what we think of, only a few musicians playing. How does that then translate to this large kind of Seattle Symphony sound?
It's a great point. The brilliance of Vince is that while he was a genius, the music is so accessible and so simple to hear and to experience. And it translated so well to a full symphony experience. It really was a seamless process. As I said, David Benoit, who was kind of the musical arranger behind it, just did a great job where the music still has that very homely, safe, sweet appeal to it, but of course with, a huge orchestra on stage. And so it was an amazingly easy process in terms of taking what everyone knows and loves and just kind of interpreting it in a new, bigger manner.
We here in Seattle have an amazing symphony. Is there a reason you're kicking off the premiere here in Seattle?
Well, it's very simple, right? The Peanuts is the best, Gualdi was the best, and the Seattle Symphony is the best. We figured if we're going to premiere it somewhere, what better place?
Easy enough.
And we're also lucky that the conductor for the weekend, Sarah Hicks, who I think is one of the truly great pops conductors in America, if not the world, will be conducting, and she's one of my favorites. Since the opportunity to work with the Seattle Symphony with her just made it a no-brainer.
Todd, I wonder, Linus and Lucy is sort of that song, that motif that not only do we hear it in, I think, Charlie Brown Christmas that we all think of, but it kind of stands the test of time in terms of it arrives in a lot of these soundtracks that Vince did. Is there something about that specific Linus and Lucy motif that has kind of made it have that longevity, you think?
Yeah, it's so fun. It's the kind of song when it comes on, I truly feel that wherever you are, whatever mood you're in, whatever you're doing, it's impossible not to smile and maybe even get up and dance or shake your head. It just has that very unique, universal, upbeat, happy feel to it. And as you said, it's the theme to Peanuts, and people hear it on the radio, they hear it on the internet, they're part of the TV specials, so it's with you all the time. And I really think it's just so joyful. I think that's what makes it so unique and so beloved.
I smile when I'm not even hearing it. It's just in my head. So there was so many moving parts on a show like this. Is there a moment in the production where everything comes together and you just sort of get the chills every time?
Yeah, I mean, luckily there's so many moments when that happens, right? Because again, you have the timeless music with timeless visuals with these amazing world-class performers all coming together. I do think that because we take you kind of through a year in the life of Charlie Brown with all these specials from, Valentine's Day to Halloween, Thanksgiving, and we kind of end with Christmas. And, Charlie Brown Christmas being so iconic around the world. It just celebrated its 60th anniversary. And it has been on TV every single year since it, originally aired all those years ago. And so when this particular special that we're doing in Seattle ends with the Charlie Brown Christmas and the Christmas time is here, to me, that's kind of the most magical moment where it all, even in March, right? We can celebrate Christmas in March when it all comes together with the Charlie Brown Christmas and the meaning of Christmas. I think that's probably the real wow moment of the show.
You mentioned dancing. You mentioned there's going to be some incredible professionals up there dancing. When I think of dancing in Peanuts, Charlie Brown, I think of very specific dance moves. Are we going to see those? I have Snoopy doing his dance tattooed on my arm. That's very important to me. Are we going to see those iconic dance moves?
Absolutely. You're going to see the kind of iconic Lucy and Linus dance that everyone knows and loves, and you're going to see a lot of Snoopy dancing. That's probably not only my highlight, but what's amazing about this brand and this show is that it's so multi-generational, right? It's literally grandparents who grew up with these specials who then share them with their parents or now sharing them with their children. So you really see 3 generations of fans. And I can tell you that the kids always go nuts for Snoopy. Whatever he does, wherever he goes, it's just you have these huge smiles. And the choreography for Snoopy specifically is amazing. And I think people are going to be really wowed by all the dancing on stage with the symphony.
Talking with Todd Gershwin, the producer of the show. I cannot wait to see it and just feel the joy. I do have to ask before we let you go, though, because there is a large elephant in the room. You are in the music entertainment business. Your last name is Gershwin. Is that a coincidence?
It is not. It is not. So George and I were Gershwin, were my great uncles. They had a third brother who was my grandfather. And so I was fortunate enough to grow up in the music and the theater industry and decided to make a career out of it. My parents were really supportive and said, you should do something for a living that you love. And years later, I can say, as I'm coming to Seattle to put on the show, I love what I do. I'm very fortunate. And that was really one of the things that attracted me to the Peanuts, that, Charles Schultz and Vince Guaraldi and Lee Mendelson, who was the producer behind the TV specials, they were brilliant American creators and artists, and really remind me a lot of what I learned with George and Ira Gershwin, just in terms of creating amazing, accessible art and entertainment and music. And so, being able to work on a brand like the Peanuts is so rewarding for me, having spent my whole life immersed in the Gershwin world. I see a lot of parallels and similarities. Anyway, very long-winded answer to your question. So the answer is yes.
Well, the question, I knew it wasn't a coincidence, but I wanted to showcase your work first and then talk about the names. So we certainly appreciate you being with us this morning, and I hope you enjoy your time in Seattle.
I will. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You bet. Todd Gershwin's show is this next weekend, Benaroya Hall. Tickets at seattlesymphony.org, and I cannot wait to see it. We're going to see showers this morning, some more steady rain by afternoon, 57 the high. For tomorrow, tapering off to showers. The weekend looks nice. We're going to see partly sunny skies for Saturday and Sunday, into the low 50s. Right now it's 51 in Seattle. And coming up, KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey has more on the FBI investigation into Joe Kent's resignation from a top national security position. Also, Chris Sully has a choke point. The state's third diverging diamond interchange opens this weekend, and he says it could mean a huge improvement for people living near JBLM and Stillicum. This is Seattle's Morning News.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber. Connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
The Jake and Spike Show.
I check it late at night when my wife's not looking.
Weekdays, noon to 3.
My favorite thing on my phone, which is my weather app.
First thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
On KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM and the KIRO News Radio app.
Mariners fans, the 2026 season is officially on deck. And Cal, Julio, and the defending AL West champs are ready to feed off your energy at T-Mobile Park. Be here for every monster home run.
There it is, number 60. The magical tour of Cal Raleigh just continues.
Every 100-mile-per-hour heater.
And he throws it and the ball game's over. Andres Munoz has simply been incredible.
Every every clutch moment.
A bases clearing, three-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
It's going to be an epic 50th season, and you won't want to miss it. Mariners baseball, Tridenza.
Lock in your spot for the season with a Mariners Reserved membership. Get the best seats at the best prices for 20 games of the whole slate. Plus, enjoy perks like guaranteed postseason access, year-round savings, no ticket fees, and more. Memberships start under $500. Find your plan at mariners.com/26.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The Iran war is almost 3 weeks old, and Defense Secretary Hegseth has just told reporters there is no time frame for ending it.
It will be at the president's choosing, ultimately, where we say, hey, we've achieved what we need to on behalf of the American people to ensure our security. So no time set on that, but we're very much on track.
As Iran intensifies attacks on oil and gas facilities around the Gulf, Joint Chiefs Chair General Dan Kane assures
U.S. CENTCOM remains on plan to achieve our military objectives and remain unrelenting in our pursuit of Iranian missile capabilities, UAV capabilities.
Now to the Middle East, and correspondent Charlie D'Agata in Tel Aviv.
President Trump squaring off against both sides of this conflict, saying the U.S. has nothing to do with Israel's bombing of Iran's gas fields, demanding that Israel stop immediately and threatening to blow up Iran's gas fields if that country keeps attacking energy facilities in the Gulf.
The escalation is driving up energy prices. Crude oil hit $119 a barrel today. Gas prices jumped 30% in Europe. Here in the U.S.,
as Americans wake up this morning, the price of a gallon of regular gasoline is up by 95.5 cents from a month ago, averaging $3.88 a gallon.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger. The president's pick for Homeland Security Secretary, Senator Markwayne Mullin, could win an initial thumbs up from lawmakers on Capitol Hill today. CBS's Nicole Skanga.
We could see a vote from the full Senate as soon as next week, and we do expect that this will be relatively fast-tracked. We might actually have a situation where we see a new DHS secretary before we see the Department of Homeland Security reopen.
For now, massive backups are getting worse at airports as TSA workers go unpaid and call out sick. This is the last official day of winter, but it already feels like midsummer in parts of the West. Ed Kane works outdoors at a car wash in Las Vegas, where the high for today is 97.
We had a mild winter, so I was telling everybody that I figured we were going to have a hot summer. So looks like we're getting a start on it.
It reached 108 near Palm Springs yesterday, and it's not expected to cool off until Saturday. Could there be news ahead on aliens? CBS's Stacey Lynn.
The White House has registered the domain names alien.gov and aliens.gov. While the administration hasn't said what exactly they'll use the sites for, the move comes just a month after President Trump announced he was ordering administration officials to release government files related to UFOs and extraterrestrials.
This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
6:03, let's check in with Chris Sullivan for traffic.
And we're in a pretty good spot, Charlie, as we start this Thursday morning. We had a little bit of slowing on northbound 405 through the top of the S-curves in Renton. Had a little earlier problem there last hour. It kind of took care of itself. 20 minutes from Renton to Bellevue. This has created a little spillover onto the Valley Freeway from about 180th on in. 20 minutes out of Auburn, a little over 40 all the way. The Federal Way to Seattle Drive, we have some brake lights right around, 320th, 272nd. But after that, it's really not too bad. We're under 40 to run 31 from Federal Way to Seattle, and Olympia to Tacoma behind that is under 35. Lake bridges still in very good shape. We don't see them kind of get caught up until way later in the morning. And coming down from the north end, just starting to see the building volumes away from Linwood on 405 and in Northgate on southbound 5. Got about a 40-minute trip from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue, so not too bad to start the day. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 6:04. Joe Kent speaking out for the first time since resigning as the Trump administration's director of counterterrorism.
He tells the Tucker Carlson show Iran posed no imminent threat to the U.S. and that Israel seems to be running Trump's foreign policy.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey joins us live with more on Kent's explosive claims.
Yeah, let's break this down. A lot to get into this morning after we're hearing from Kent for the first time here. This was Kent on the Tucker Carlson show last night making that powerful claim that there could not be an imminent threat because the Trump administration said we only attacked Iran after Israel said they were going to attack Iran first. And Kent said that would lead to Iran fighting back.
So that takes away the argument that there was an imminent threat, as in Iran was planning to attack us immediately.
And here is some of the administration's messaging that Kent is pointing to, and as an example, this was Secretary of State Marco Rubio right after the war began.
We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties.
So we play that for you because Kent says that right there proves the next explosive claim that he made on Tucker Carlson, that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu basically dictated U.S. foreign policy here.
The Israelis drove the decision to take this action, which we knew would set off a series of events.
And when we saw yesterday, we saw it real time, really, the Trump administration's rebuke of Kent's claims and their defense of the president play out in real time during a Senate hearing yesterday when National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard testified only the president can determine there is an imminent threat.
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
False. This is the worldwide threats hearing where you present to Congress national intelligence.
So it's like putting all the pieces together now, and Kent raised some then big questions about what's really happening in this war on Iran.
Who is in charge of our policy in the Middle East? Who's in charge of when we decide to go to war or not?
And then there's this, in related news, Charlie and Manda. Kent is under investigation, apparently, for a possible intelligence leak. That could be why he resigned. The investigation started before his resignation. More on that this morning as well. Also, there are several other angles in this story that we're following this morning. Kent, of course, ran for Congress here in Washington State, the 3rd Congressional District. He lost that race, but will he make another run? A lot to uncover this morning. We're going to have more coming up at the bottom of the hour.
Okay, a lot to unpack. Luke Ducey reporting live. It's 6:07.
The 15-year-old boy police believe shot and killed 2 Rainier Beach High School students in January chose not to appear in court yesterday. Judge Tanya Thorpe found probable cause for 2 counts of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. Casey McNerthy with the King prosecutor's office on whether he'll be tried in adult or juvenile court.
If somebody's 15 or 14, prosecutors make their case, the defense makes their case, and it's up to a judge to determine if that case moves to adult court.
Formal charges are expected sometime tomorrow.
It was a wild scene on a busy street in North Seattle where a King County Metro bus driver suffered a medical episode and caused a crash involving 7 vehicles. This man told us yesterday afternoon he saw the bus sideswiping cars along Greenwood Avenue.
And the bus just kept going. It just kept hitting cars.
Bus left a trail of debris along 5 blocks, stretching from 80th to 85th Street. No word on the condition of the bus driver, who was taken to the hospital. 2 other people were also taken to the hospital.
Gas prices in Washington keep climbing. Statewide average jumped to $5.15 a gallon, up 9 cents from yesterday. In Seattle, AAA says drivers are now paying $5.34. Up a dime from the day before. Experts blame the war in Iran, but they also point to Washington's gas taxes and the Climate Commitment Act, which make fuel here among the most expensive in the country. Only California's prices are higher. Washington is now second in the nation.
Keeping you informed since 1974.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's morning news on KIRO News Radio. Well,
Well, good morning. Welcome to the show. Thursday, March 19th. It's almost spring, man.
I know. I can't wait.
Kind of feels like it already. It was not super cold yesterday.
It arrives tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah, it's sometime during the day, Friday. We'll ask Nick Allard in about 4 minutes here. Okay. He will have the specifics on that. I think he knows, too, the second.
Oh, probably.
Okay. Well, thanks for being here.
Wait. It's Friday Eve.
It's Friday Eve.
You didn't mention that.
I apologize if you're listening right now and we're angry about me not saying Friday Eve. Please accept my sincere apology.
All right.
Okay, this hour of Seattle's Morning News is sponsored by American Crawl Space and Pest Control.
And coming up this hour, Sully, what's coming up in your choke point?
Well, we're going to take a look at the continued birth of a new interchange. Really, the most important thing is we've got big positive changes happening down at the south end of JBLM at Steilacoom-DuPont Road, so we'll break it down next.
Also, Luke Ducey has a tech talk for us. A look at the first major cyber attack of the Iran war. Luke will explain this hour.
It's 6:09. Mukilteo police are seeing a rise in catalytic converter theft, and it may be a sign of the times.
Police believe the thefts may be a symptom of a larger issue. Whenever there's global instability, the price of precious metals soars. Officer Nathan Fabia says
platinum, palladium, and rhodium are precious metals that typically go up in value. Maybe a reason why thieves would target a catalytic converter to get some quick cash out of it.
Fabia suggests parking in a secure garage or in a well-lit area, and if you see something suspicious around cars, call 911. James Lynch, KIRO Newsradio.
Well, it's official now. You can only vote in one election at a time. Governor Bob Ferguson signed Senate Bill 6084 this week. It stems from a 2022 case where a Lewis County man voted in both Washington and Oregon in the same election.
This bill makes it clear that double voting, whether in one state or, in that case, multiple states, is illegal.
That man's conviction was overturned due to what was called unclear state law.
Washington State will not honor Cesar Chavez Day this year. In a statement to several news organizations, Governor Bob Ferguson's office says he won't issue a proclamation for the late civil rights leader in light of what it called shocking allegations of sexual misconduct. Chavez died in 1993. The state has observed Cesar Chavez Day since 2018. Ferguson says he looks forward to celebrating Dolores Huerta Day on April 10th instead.
Sound Transit facing a major funding gap for its system expansion. KIRO 7's Elle Thomas has the options being considered to fulfill those ST3 promises.
And we continue to follow Sound Transit's efforts to build the light rail, following that bombshell announcement that it is facing a $34 billion shortfall over the next 20 years. The Sound Transit Board is taking three approaches here. One, keep active light rail projects moving. That means only focusing on projects in active development. Two, advance regional connectivity and planning. And three, maybe just not completing the full project. King County Executive Gurmai Zahalai releasing a statement today saying, quote, decisions over the next few months will require collaborative problem solving, creative cost-saving measures, and regional compromises, end quote.
Crooks are turning to artificial intelligence to make financial scams harder to spot. AI can generate realistic photos, videos, emails, and chats. Here in Washington, both the number of victims and dollar losses have tripled since 2020. FBI Seattle Special Agent in Charge Mark Harrington tells KIRO 7 if you're ripped off, report it.
That $100 loss to you may turn to thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of dollars of losses when we can connect it, and then we can open a case and go after the people that are doing that.
Last year, 600 Washington residents were scammed out of $25 million.
At 6:12, we get a check on the weather. It's brought to us by Nick Allard from KIRO 7 TV. Nick, we were questioning just moments ago, when does spring officially begin?
7:46 tomorrow morning, so we're almost there.
Awesome.
We got, 25-ish hours away or so, 25 and a half-ish hours away. We're almost there, and we got plenty of rain to go with it. So it's raining out there now. It's starting to pick up a little bit in intensity because right now it's been pretty light and drippy, but if you looked at the radar over the past 2 hours, it's starting to fill in a little bit more. So count on some rain. Count on rain to be with you through most of the day, but like yesterday, you are going to find some breaks. I think it'll be a little more consistent in the North Cascades and in the South Sound. So this afternoon, there will be some dry spots where it's cloudy, mild, a little gusty, but just not as wet. But you're still, through tomorrow, going to see another half inch to 2 inches for the lowlands and a couple 3 inches, 2 to 4 for the mountains, the Cascades, and the Olympics, and the coast. So expect to see rain in mid to upper 50s today. Expect to see rain in mid to upper 50s tomorrow. But say mid-afternoon tomorrow, mid to late afternoon, the front's going to move through the back edge of this thing, this atmospheric river, and the cold front will pass and will be drier. All you'll be left with, maybe some convergence zone rain Saturday while the rest of the area is dry. So basically rain over Sullivan's house Saturday.
Nice.
And that's going to be around. The rest of us are dry.
I'm coming to your studio right now, dude. Seriously.
Fair. Yep. It's, the address is 2. And then on Sunday, you're going to see mainly dry weather as well with some sun. And I think you're going to see a little bit of rain returning next week with the snow level where you want it. So you'd see mountain snow. But yeah, I do think this weekend everybody's dry with some sun except for just that one spot during the day on Saturday.
All right. We call it the Allard Special. And
Yeah,
I think what I heard you say, Nick, is it's not only almost spring, but more importantly it's almost Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday Eve for sure. Friday
Hallelujah.
Eve and Friday Eve.
All right. Right now in Seattle, 51.
And it's time for a check on traffic. We do that every 10 minutes. Take it away, Sully.
God, the last time I tried to get to Nick at the studio, I went to 7. And it was 2. All this time, it was 2.
Oops.
No, I think it is KIRO 7.
Yeah, it is. It was 7, but I must have knocked on the wrong door. On the map right now, not too bad. We have some brake lights here and there, but manageable. If you're going up the Renton S-curves, they're a little hotter than normal this early. We had a crash near about 30th last hour. Give yourself about 22 minutes to make it up into Bellevue. Behind that, the Valley Freeway is definitely filling in Auburn. We've got about a 45-minute trip now to go from Puyallup to Renton. Better way to Seattle's a little over 40 minutes. Coming down from the north end, definitely 45 from Everett to Seattle, and about 40 from Everett to Bellevue. And maybe compounding things for those of you on I-5. Don't get caught unaware. The 145th overpass of I-5 is now closed. The westbound direction won't reopen until April 10th. The eastbound direction won't open until the 31st. So that is a major overpass in our region, and it is now closed. This report brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. Visit Subaru of Puyallup for friendly experts, transparent pricing, genuine care, and a lot of savings now going on through the Subaru Lot to Love event going on through March 31st. SubaruofPuyallup.com. I'm their conduit, and I'm glad to do it.
Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Now, Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
Presented by Carter Subaru.
Well, you're running out of time to drive the old Stillicum-DuPont Road overpass of I-5.
Yep, it's scheduled to close for good Saturday morning as the new interchange opens to all traffic, and we get the good news from Chris Sullivan.
Well, after nearly 3 years of construction, the new interchange should wrap up work early now Sunday morning. They made a change late last night because of weather. I didn't freshen up your lead. That's my fault.
Thanks a lot.
But the overpasses, and then, I know, again, I've got overpasses on the brain today, apparently. But the new overpass and the on and off ramp should open to traffic, as I said, early Sunday morning. The old overpass doesn't meet the needs of the growing communities in DuPont or around JBLM.
The existing bridge doesn't meet our standards. It dates back to 1957. With the new addition of the overpass, it will be built to modern earthquake standards, so an awful lot of benefits for the community and those serving our country.
WashDOT's Doug Adamson says a key feature of this new interchange is that it goes over the railroad tracks just north of I-5. That means traffic no longer will have to wait for train traffic.
When this new overpass opens, traffic will no longer be going through an intersection that's at grade or at the same level of the Sound Transit trains that are going through there. And so we'll be going up and over through a brand new diverging diamond interchange.
In preparation for the opening of this new interchange, WashDOT will close the southbound I-5 off-ramp to Stillicum-DuPont Road at 8 o'clock Saturday night, and it will stay that way until about 6 a.m. Sunday, though that could change even another day depending on the weather.
We're going to keep our fingers crossed right up until the last minute. We'll keep you posted and let you know. The weather is something that we just can't control.
Again, maybe burying the lead, Doug, there admitting that WashDOT does not control the weather. In case any of you were confused or were reading some things on
That's what the government would have you believe.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to let you be clear of that. The work can also be done Sunday night. They could push it into Monday if they have to. It just simply postpone the opening. Really not that big of a deal. Now, the bigger impact on drivers is actually going to be the first weekend in April. That's when the old overpass is scheduled to come down, and this could really impact the front end of you spring breakers. For a lot of you guys, the break starts there the weekend of Easter and then goes into the following week. And They're going to have to close down both directions of I-5 both Friday and Saturday nights. That first weekend in April from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., all traffic will be diverted off the freeway.
We'll really work to get all the people through there as best we can. But pardon or dust, there's going to be a lot of construction during those 2 nights.
And once the old overpass is removed, contractors can tackle the final piece of this project, which is extending the HOV lanes in the area.
And when that's done, late this summer, we'll have a brand new northbound HOV lane right there at Mounts Road as you come up through Nisqually. And then southbound, the HOV lane will extend to Center Drive. It currently ends in the area of JBLM Main Gate.
Adding the HOV lanes should really help ease the congestion at the south end of JBLM, especially on Friday afternoons. I know some of you will say, well, it's just going to push the choke point a little further to the south. Yeah, I get that, but a lot more volume is moving out there through DuPont. So definitely we should see a positive impact of this. Now, this completes the series of projects on the books from South Tacoma through DuPont that we've been dealing with for the last decade or so. Up next, widening I-5 between Mounts Road down through Nisqually. This would likely include new bridges over the Nisqually River. That northbound span was built in 1937. This project, though, in really, really early discussions. I mean, we're talking tabletop or, whiteboard. A lot of environmental work to do. Project hasn't been funded, but that's next on the list as we continue to work with the growing volumes in that part of Pierce County going into Thurston.
Yeah, having grown up in Olympia, that definitely needs some work.
Yeah.
It was getting very frustrating. Thank heavens my parents moved up here.
Yeah, especially on those Sunday afternoons going home in the northbound direction, or those of you Friday afternoons heading south. So they're doing what they can. But figuring out what they're going to do over in Nisqually is going to be difficult, and that will probably be super expensive as well with the environmental concerns and what they have to do in the water.
Question, how are they going to demolish the old overpass?
Bring it down, just chomp it down and bring it down.
Okay. Hear me out.
Wait a second.
Great. Every time we do this.
I have an idea.
Okay. Let's see if this one pans out.
Okay. Dynamite. Now follow me here. What we do, we have this budget challenge, right? What if we were to sell tickets to A, place the dynamite, but B,
hit the plunger?
It's like 50, 100 grand, something like that. But you get to see that sucker blow up. Maybe have Doug over there. He'll shoot a video of it.
Okay, we could put that in the maybe category of your ideas. That's not horrible. However, if this were to be a money-making deal, as I'm to see the wheels spinning in my head, why not?
Okay.
Get JBLM.
Ooh.
We know defense contractors can always pad a little extra money. Our military needs to practice blowing things up and knocking things down. Why don't we maybe have a few folks take out the bridge that way?
This is why brainstorming and workshopping really comes together here on Seattle's Morning News.
Every darn day.
Though most people would probably do this off air because most of our ideas are horrible. But we're here trying to solve solutions, one overpass at a time. No, good idea, Charlie, but I like mine.
Agnes, come by the radio. Charlie's trying to blow stuff up again.
Are you done?
Not really, but I
still
probably
meet
should.
Agnes.
We'll get to current traffic here in just a moment. We do have another note from the road you need to know about, though. A massive rock slide has closed Highway 20 in Whatcom County, and we get the details from KIRO 7 TV's Dee Dee Sun.
This happened near Diablo Lake in the North Cascades National Park Complex. Happened yesterday. This morning, of course, highway still closed because WashDOT says some of the rocks are over 200 feet wide, meaning this is going to be a long cleanup. Right now, WashDOT says geotech engineers are analyzing the slide before they can start clearing any of those rocks.
CBS's Stacy Lynn reports we could soon know more about UFOs and extraterrestrial life.
Are we alone in this universe?
I recently had a close encounter.
We may soon find out what intelligence agencies have learned about unidentified aerial phenomena.
What did you expect to find? An answer.
The Trump administration has registered 2 domain names, alien.gov and aliens.gov. While it's still unclear what the sites will be used for, the president recently ordered agencies to begin identifying and releasing government files related to out-of-this-world findings. Stacy Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
I'm sorry, they will always be UFOs to me, not UAPs.
Yeah,
it's kind of
absolutely.
like SeaTac Airport versus Sea.
What if UFOs land at SeaTac Airport?
It could happen.
Okay.
You mean they'd be going to SEA?
No, those are the UAPs.
Oh, understood.
6:23. Let's find out what's happening on the roads right now. Sully, take it away.
By the way, I've also heard that the administration might be looking at it, appointing Giorgio Tsoukalos as the person in charge of UAPs. Are you familiar with Giorgio Tsoukalos?
Aliens.
Ancient aliens.
Yes.
The
big crazy hair guy.
The big crazy hair guy. He's the guy's like, it's got to be aliens.
Got to be traffic, Sully.
Yeah, I don't know. I love that show just because it is so...
Are we off the rails again already?
Again, and how did that happen?
Charlie?
Letting me talk.
Oh,
and Charlie, yeah. Amanda, rein us in.
Do traffic, Sully, now.
Okay, we are doing okay on the roads. So nothing super surprising for this Thursday. Some brake lights here and there. 45 minutes up the Valley Freeway with the heaviest braking in Auburn. And then Renton to Bellevue, about 24 minutes because of an earlier crash we had near Sunset. Federal Way to Seattle is we're actually pretty heavy right at 320th. Don't see any particular reason for it, but just right there at that interchange, a little heavy, and about 42 minutes to get you up into Seattle, which is still a pretty good drive. Down through the Nisqually Basin on northbound I-5, where we were just talking about, have a little braking there, but 35 minutes to Tacoma is good. Lake bridges are fine. A little bit of slowing in Marysville, nothing you can't handle. And then about 45 minutes from Everett to Seattle, about 42 from Everett to Bellevue. Our good friend Mad Dog let me know they got a state trooper working with somebody right around 124th and Totem Lake. It's one of the reasons why we have a little bit of slowing there. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Showers this morning, more steady rain for the afternoon hours, warming up to 57. A little breezy today, too. Tomorrow, improving, tapering off to showers, and so far the weekend looks nice. We'll see some sunshine both Saturday and Sunday with highs in the low 50s. It's 51 in Seattle right now, and coming up, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more details on the investigation into Washington State Republican Joe Kent. His recent resignation from the nation's Counterterrorism Center is raising some red flags for the FBI. We'll also get to your opening bell report here on Seattle's Morning News.
Now, a word for the team at Boss Retirement Solutions. Maybe you're in the car right now, probably doing what you do every morning, and you've been doing it for decades, building something. If you've saved more than $300,000, there's one thing you can do, just one, that could make those savings go twice as far in retirement. Tax planning. Good tax planning can significantly reduce the taxes on your IRA and 401k withdrawals, your Social Security, your investment income, not just this year, for the rest of your life. The savings could be 6 figures. Boss Retirement Solutions offers a free retirement tax savings analysis. Call them at 206-210-1350, 206-210-1350. You have done the hard part. Tax planning is the smart part. Boss Retirement Solutions, 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
KIRO News Radio.
Get on the YouTube channel.
We're live all day on YouTube. Every show, every day.
Hang out with us. The whole gang's there.
And you never know what you might see.
Back up the camera. Oh, my God.
Just search KIRO News Radio, then subscribe.
New year, new you. Have you thought about how your finances might change in 2026? Free checking from WaFd Bank is the way to go. With no minimum balances or monthly maintenance fees to worry about, you get spending tools and the latest technology to help you stay on your budget. Not only is WaFd Bank a best bank, you'll also get useful tools like voice-activated banking, so you can check your balances and make transfers between your accounts when your hands are full. Visit wafdbank.com to open your account. Non-sufficient funds charges may apply. Member FDIC.
John Curley here. Did you know that a new Lennox heat pump is a smart choice for total home comfort? That's right. One heat pump does the work of a furnace and air conditioner. And if your system's over 12 years old, it's on borrowed time and could be costing you up to 20% more than today's ultra-efficient models. Get Lennox heating and cooling for the price of AC. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com. For heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical, call the comfort people. HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team. Build it sooner.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Need your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-265-7681. 800-265-7681. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-265-7681.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Jazz Alley welcomes Candace Springs on tour in support of her latest release, Run Your Race. Backed by her all-female rhythm section, it's a show you won't want to miss. March 26th through 29th. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from Eastlake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It is 6:30. Joe Kent is speaking out for the first time since resigning as the Trump administration's director of counterterrorism.
He tells the Tucker Carlson show Iran posed no imminent threat to the U.S. and that Israel seems to be running Trump's foreign policy.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more on Kent's explosive claims.
Yeah, the more we dig into this, just some explosive, some massive claims here from Joe Kent that there was no intelligence that showed that Iran was an imminent threat to the U.S. And he says he's giving all of us an inside look into why we are fighting this war in the first place. So let's concentrate this half hour on one claim that he makes, that the Trump administration was lured into fighting this war by the Israeli government. And it started in June last year, according to Kent, before the first attack on Iran. Kent claims the U.S. wanted to take out Iran's nuclear capabilities, and the Israeli government wanted much, much more.
We knew, because of what the Israelis told us, that they wanted, this is the time to take down the regime. And they don't want the Ayatollah to be in power. They want a regime change. They want a new government there. So we said, okay, knowing that, we know that this strike, this limited strike that we're going to do, isn't going to be enough. At some point, the Israelis are to come back to us and say, hey, we have to go again.
And Kent claims when they did come back to the U.S., he and other intelligence officers were left out of those conversations.
There wasn't a big debate this last time. You know, I think they had that discussion, you know, behind closed doors, and there wasn't a chance for any dissenting voices to come in.
Now, all this said, and we talked about this yesterday on Seattle's Morning News, Kent's critics have accused him for many years now of promoting an anti-Semitic and anti-Israel worldview. He is now under investigation for a possible intelligence leak, according to the New York Times. The inquiry into that apparently predates his resignation. Why is that coming up right now? Is it a way of discrediting what he's saying? Well, we have more of that coming up at 7. Charlie, Manda.
Charges could be filed by tomorrow against a 15-year-old arrested for the murder of 2 Rainier Beach High School students in Seattle. And he could find out if prosecutors will seek to charge him as an adult.
In court yesterday, that suspect waived his first appearance. An advocate read victim impact statements, asking for the court not to release him pending charges and trial.
The individual responsible for this
crime should not, under no circumstance, be released. He has truly destroyed the lives of many, to include his own. Never should someone who's such a danger to society be released.
KIRO 7 TV reports the judge did order that suspect to be held in secure detention.
And gas prices keep climbing. Statewide average is now $5.15 a gallon in Seattle. AAA says drivers are paying $5.34. They point to Washington's gas prices and the Climate Commitment Act, gas taxes, I should say, and the Climate Commitment Act, which make the fuel here among the most expensive in the country. Only California's prices are higher. Washington now second in the nation.
It's 6:33. That's time for a check on traffic. We do that every 10 minutes on the threes. What's up, Sully?
Well, people are wasting some of that precious fuel on southbound I-5 as you try to make your way from 145th on down. Because of the forced merge at Northgate, we're already up to an hour from Everett into Seattle, with 40 of those minutes from Linwood. About 5-6 minutes faster on 405 at this point. It's not as jammed through Canyon Park as it could be. So that's a little positive on 405, but it's only a matter of time before we get there, and that starts filling in as well. Northbound 405, the Renton S-curves heavy up through about 30th now, almost extending up past the VMAC there at the Seahawks practice facility at 44th. Getting closer to a half an hour already from Renton to Bellevue. Behind that on the Valley Freeway, 25 minutes out of Auburn. Once you get up past Emerald Downs, it's not too bad. Behind that, we've got about 45 minutes total from Puyallup. Olympia to Tacoma, 35 minutes. Some brake lights up the hill to 18, and then Federal Way to Seattle's about 45. Lake bridges are still fine. This report brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. Visit Subaru of Puyallup for friendly experts, transparent pricing, genuine care, and savings through the Subaru Lot to Love event now through March 31st. SubaruofPuyallup.com.
Rainy and a little windy today, a high of 57. We start to taper off tomorrow and partly sunny by the afternoon. Maybe a couple scattered showers, especially North King County, South Snohomish County on Saturday. Otherwise, partly sunny, mostly dry on Sunday. Highs both days for the weekend in the low 50s with a lot of sun. Right now in Seattle, it's 51 with showers.
And it's 6:35. And that's time for our opening bell report. Oil prices are surging after attacks on key energy facilities in the Middle East.
Israel attacked Iran's South Pars natural gas field. Iran retaliated with drone strikes on refineries in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and the United Arab Emirates, and on the world's largest liquefied natural gas export facility in Qatar. Ken Medlock at the Center for Energy Studies at Rice University says the attacks on refining capacity are a major escalation of the war.
That could actually disrupt the flow of energy out of the Middle East much longer than this conflict would ultimately ensue, because you're not going to begin to repair that until the conflict's over.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Qatar's foreign ministry says it's expelling the Iranian embassy's military and security attachés, as well as all their staff, after Iran attacked the country's biggest liquefied natural gas terminal. CBS News correspondent Imtiaz Tlaib has more from London.
This isn't the first time Ras Laffan has been targeted. Earlier in the war, a strike forced parts of the facility offline. And since then, major LNG consumers like India and Pakistan and beyond have already started feeling the squeeze, forcing them to impose restrictions at home. The knock-on effects have been industries that depend on a stable gas supply, from textile manufacturing to medical production, are being scaled back, and people are being forced to pay more for personal use.
United Arab Emirates calls this a terror attack.
A senior administration official says the Pentagon is seeking $200 billion in additional funds for the Iran war. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth was asked about it at a news briefing this morning.
An investment like this is meant to say, hey, we'll replace anything that was spent. And now that we're reviving our defense industrial base and rebuilding the arsenal of freedom and cutting deals like our great deputy secretary here is doing, long lead times on exquisite munitions, we're going to be refilled faster than anyone imagined.
Expect another slow go at the nation's airports because of the TSA worker shortage as the essential government workers hit their 5th week without a paycheck after the partial government shutdown. Here's CBS's Jared Hill.
At airports in Houston, Atlanta, and New Orleans, more than a third of TSA workers have called out. Food pantries are popping up at airports to help cash-strapped TSA employees.
When you're having your officers tell you that they can't afford rent or they can't afford childcare, that weighs on you.
Stagnation at the airports as the stalemate in Washington continues. Congress had an impasse over reforms to the Department of Homeland Security.
And the acting deputy TSA administrator warns that the problems drag on, entire airports could shut down.
Dick's Drive-In is now the target of a class action lawsuit. Workers accuse the Seattle-based burger chain of failing to provide required rest and meal breaks during their shifts. The complaint says some employees missed 10-minute rest breaks every 4 hours and 30-minute meal breaks every 5 hours. Those potential violations could add up to significant unpaid wages dating back 3 years. Dick's president and CEO tells the Seattle Times the company is committed to its employees and is reviewing the claims, but offered no further comment. The lawsuit seeks back pay along with interest and attorney fees.
A Linwood furniture store is closing after 80 years in business. Josh Underhill's Family Furniture announced the closure earlier this week. Puget Sound Business Journal reports the Underhill family sold the property for $4.5 million. Ballard Consignment Store bought it and plans to open its 4th location there. Liquidation sale opens to the public tomorrow. 3 generations of the Underhill family ran the store on 196th Street Southwest.
Wall Street trading's underway for the day, and stocks are lower again. The Dow down about 344 points right now at 45,884. S&P 500 is down 55, and the NASDAQ is down more than 1%, about 245 points.
Now, word for KIRO 7 TV. Spring showers? Yeah, right. More like spring sprinkles, downpours, hailstorms, cold snaps, flooding, and sometimes even a little sun. Spring in Western Washington changes day to day, even hour to hour. That's why you need experts who have decades of experience and the right tools to keep you weather ready. Watch KIRO 7 pinpoint weather forecasts in every newscast and on the KIRO 7 apps for your phone or TV.
It's 6:39. Sully, what's coming up in traffic?
We're going to take a look at the 15-minute delays that have already materialized. Southbound 5 and 405 out of Linwood. We'll break it down next.
The opening bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
Have something to say? We'd love to hear it. Text KIRO News Radio at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Xfinity Tech Support. Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. No!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
March is an exciting time to be in the garden, especially if you'd love to be growing your own delicious fruit or berries. Hi, I'm Gabby, veggie, herb, and strawberry buyer here at Sky Nursery. This month only, we have a wide variety of Northwest-grown bare root strawberry bundles, a great way to save a lot of money on planting your own berry patch. We also have tons of blueberries, raspberries, and kiwi, as well as persimmon, fig, plum trees, and more. Come on into Sky, because there's nothing like the taste of your very first fruit that you grew yourself. Visit skynursery.com.
The G and Ursula Show.
There's 2 types of people. One's that use a washcloth. The other are bare hand bandits.
Hate to break it to you, but...
Ursula, you a bare hand bandit?
Weekdays 9 to noon. Watch live on YouTube.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical,
There's no beating CM.
It's 6:43, and we check traffic on the 3s with Sully.
And we're already well up over an hour now to make that drive from Everett to Seattle, or now Everett to Bellevue. Brake lights really starting to beef up there. It's 40 minutes plus to make that drive from Linwood on down. And, of course,
it's a reminder that, yes, it doesn't get there very often, and only when it really has to.
$15 in the southbound express toll lanes, worth, 4 for 4 this week, so I guess it really has to. Coming up from the south end, we are looking at about a 45-minute trip from Federal Way to Seattle, so not too bad. Behind that, the Olympia to Tacoma drive is only 35. We have about a 45 to 50-minute trip now from Puyallup to Renton. A few more brake lights here and there out of the Sumner area, but again, you can manage that. Looking at the Renton to Bellevue drive, not quite to a half an hour, so there's a little bit of action there. And we just have a new crash to tell you about. This one's in Issaquah. We're getting into Issaquah, westbound I-90, right at Front Street. Got a couple of cars tangled up. One of them's nose into the Jersey barrier. Left lane is blocked. Not a huge backup around it. We don't have that commute waking up and usually for about another hour. But either way, there is some slowing to be careful about coming around that really sweeping right-hand corner getting into Issaquah. So watch your speeds through the area. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
You might get a little wet today. Okay, you will, not might. Showers this morning, more steady rain for the afternoon hours, 57 our high. Overnight low 51, and then we're going to see improving weather as we head into the weekend. Tomorrow, Friday, when spring arrives, look for just scattered showers in 56. Both Saturday and Sunday. Looks like we'll see sunshine both days, dry, and highs in the low 50s. Right now it's 51 in Seattle.
Coming up, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has a tech talk for us this week, a breakdown of the recent cyber attack on healthcare company Stryker, why Iranian hackers are being blamed for the attack. It's coming up on Seattle's Morning News.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in one day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Seattle's Morning News. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime. Seattle's Morning News, wherever you are.
Good morning. It is 6:47 on your Thursday. In today's Tech Talk, you've probably heard of the recent cyber attack on the healthcare company Stryker.
Hundreds of thousands of healthcare devices were hacked into and wiped clean. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports Iranian hackers now being blamed for the attack.
According to Chris Krebs, former director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, in the Department of Homeland Security.
Hey, this was a wake-up call. Pure and simple.
Last Wednesday's attack on Stryker, a medical devices and equipment company, was deliberate and damaging.
This is a 5-alarm fire, I think.
It was also the first time, certainly that the public knows about, a company inside the U.S. has been targeted since the U.S.-Israeli-Iran conflict kicked off.
But it looks as if a group affiliated with Iran, Handala, was able to gain access to privileged, important administrator-level accounts within Stryker and then wipe out devices, hundreds of thousands of devices worldwide.
200,000 Stryker devices wiped clean with a living off the land cyber technique, meaning rather than trying to inject malware from the outside, bad actors were able to get inside Stryker's systems to direct the system to basically attack itself, effectively shutting down operations worldwide. Krebs says there was likely a software vulnerability within Stryker that bad actors were able to exploit to get inside.
I think the conditions that created this attack on Stryker were probably independent anyway, in that some misconfiguration or other vulnerability contributed to the ability of Handala to get in.
And as cyber teams continue to investigate how much damage has been done, it will most likely take a long time and a lot of money to fix any vulnerability, but also to get back up and running where they were before that cyber attack. It is one big, scary wake-up call. And Krebs says this is what companies should be doing right now.
Every organization today, right now, yesterday even, needs to be running a full hands-on deck rehearsal of what happens if they have a similar event. Make sure the bad guys cannot easily get in and move throughout the entirety of an organization.
So why aren't we hearing more and more about this if it's such a, it's a 5-alarm deal? I think that's because you can't see a cyber attack. But certainly it was in the headlines. I will say this, that sources have told me from some bigger tech companies that they're urging companies to do penetration tests right now, like conduct tests on themselves to see how vulnerable they are on attacks like this. Two of the most vulnerable industries in the U.S. and really the world include colleges and universities here in the U.S. and the healthcare system. Spokesperson Susan Gregg tells me, though, UW Medicine so far, they are monitoring things. Right now, their operations and patient care are not impacted by this. WSU tells me they're in the clear. UW, no response yet.
Why those two industries? Do they just use antiquated software? Or?
Yes, and if you think about healthcare, let's use that as an example. There are so many different healthcare companies and then clinics and this and that. They're everywhere. There aren't these unified, so there aren't unified platforms. Everyone has a different platform, and they also don't necessarily invest in security oftentimes because security is expensive.
So many things we don't think about, too, like the power grid, utilities in general. That has to be something hackers are very interested in.
Yes, they are, but more difficult than you would think, according to my sources, to penetrate those things. That's why they go for where they can get in. Another point of vulnerability is a point of sale system with the U.S. Postal Service. Apparently, again, very vulnerable. So they look for where they can get in, and where can we go from there, and where can we make disruptions and make life hard for people.
Well, you bring up healthcare. There was that season of 24 where the hackers were able to break into pacemakers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
So that happened. Not in real life, obviously, but I think it was also, a Tom Clancy thing. I mean, that reflects a concern, I'm sure, among some professionals.
Yes, these are real things. One of the biggest hacks in Las Vegas years and years ago was, I'll just say this really quick, was they hacked into the system that regulated the water temperature in a giant aquarium at a casino.
I kind of remember
Who would have thought to attack that to get into the casino systems, but they did because they knew no one's monitoring that. Why would you monitor that?
See, the bad guys are just getting smarter and smarter.
Yes, they are. Bad guys are very smart.
All right. So is Luke Ducey. Thank you for that, Luke.
He's a bad guy or a smart guy?
Yes.
Okay.
It's 6:52. Drones spotted over a Washington, D.C. Army base, and they are raising security concerns.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth live at Fort McNair. Sources tell the Washington Post officials recently detected multiple unidentified drones over the base and have increased security measures there. They do not know where the drones came from. The Post reports officials are considering whether to relocate Rubio and Hegseth. Earlier this week, a suspicious package prompted a lockdown at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, the home of U.S. Central Command, which is overseeing the war in Iran. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
The Institute for Economics and Peace has published its annual snapshot of global terrorism.
World's deadliest terrorist organization, responsible for just under 17% of all attacks last year. Overall, deaths from terrorism actually fell by 28% globally, but in the West, terror-related deaths nearly tripled, with radicalized adolescents carrying out more lone wolf attacks. And the Institute for Economics and Peace fears the U.S. war in Iran will fuel a new wave of terror attacks against Western targets, either carried out by Iran's proxies or by individuals enraged or inspired by the war. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
6:53, we need to get a check on traffic on the threes with Chris Sullivan.
And it's not exactly a good drive out there. It's heavy. And again, we've had the weather this week. And when we get that, our travel times go up 5-10 minutes. And we're looking at that right now. Hour and 10 from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. And that's about a 15-minute delay. We have the brake lights on 405 right there away from Linwood down through Bothell. And then we had an earlier little fender bender down near 124th. Not much around that, but just, it all adds up. Looking at I-5, it's from about 155th down now through almost the Ship Canal Bridge. So it's 50 minutes alone from Linwood to Seattle or Linwood to Bellevue. Northbound 405, the Renton S-curves are active, and we're now up over 30 minutes to make that drive to Bellevue. There's even a little bit of slowing already right there around the I-90 interchange. Behind that on the Valley Freeway, definitely over 50 minutes. It is bumper to bumper out of the Auburn area. We might have a crash right near Emerald Downs or just before it. I'm checking into that. But overall, it's getting close to 30 minutes to make it from Auburn. Looking at Federal Way to Seattle of about 46, 47 now. Definitely looking at the brake lights there through the Federal Way area and then past the West Seattle Bridge. The lake bridges, though, are in good shape. And it looks like we now have blocked a second left-hand lane on westbound I-90 getting into Issaquah. Watch that sweeping right-hand turn coming away from High Point. You are going to hit the brakes hard. This crash is at Front Street. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Showers this morning, more steady rain for the afternoon, warming up to 57. Improving weather tomorrow. Spring arrives, so we'll see just showers, but a dry weekend with some sunshine. Right now in Seattle, it's raining and 51.
Coming up, Luke returns with the latest drama surrounding Washington Republican Joe Kemp, the former director of the National Counterterrorism Center, now being investigated by the FBI. Luke will explain coming up.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Join the conversation and text your favorite show on the KIRO News Radio text line at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO Newsradio app.
High five! Up top! Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Heck yeah! He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread. Yes! The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Woo! For a limited time, now through March 29th. Switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
As Subaru of Puyallup, enjoy a truly stress-free shopping and buying experience. Friendly experts, transparent pricing, and genuine care. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event through March 31st, enjoy extra savings. Visit your stress-free dealership today. SubaruofPuyallup.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Stock markets falling sharply around the world. The Dow down 239 to a fresh low in early trading after escalations in the war send oil and gas prices soaring. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent told Fox Business last hour Washington might unsanction Iranian oil that's already been shipped.
In essence, we will be using the Iranian barrels against the Iranians to keep the price down for the next 10 or 14 days as we continue this campaign.
Brent crude briefly climbed above $119 a barrel today. Gas prices here in the U.S. up to an average of $3.88 a gallon, and they're destined to go higher. CBS's Charlie Daggett from Tel Aviv.
The world's largest liquid gas plant, Ras Laffan in Qatar, in flames after Iranian strikes on the facility. The world's largest gas field, South Pars in Iran, among multiple sites attacked by Israel. President Trump angrily berating both sides on social media.
Defense Secretary Hegseth says there is no time frame for ending the war. The UN chief telling the U.S. and Israel it is, quote, high time to wind things down now. We're just in. President Trump's pick for Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin has gotten the thumbs up in committee. The vote 8-7 with Democrat John Fetterman voting in favor. His nomination, Mullins, now heads to the full Senate. Spanish newspapers are reporting the wallet of a missing University of Alabama student has been found in the sea. He was last seen outside a nightclub in Barcelona. His aunt is urging anyone who knows anything about James Paul Gracie to come forward.
We really just need everybody's help to please look through your phone if you were there that night. Look for pictures. Please reach out to the authorities there.
A heat wave in the western U.S. is shattering temperature records. It hit 108 in Palm Springs, California yesterday. In Phoenix, it was up to 97. Correspondent Chris Van Cleve.
Fire crews have been busy, already rescuing multiple overheated hikers since Monday. Fire Captain Adam Skyver expects the week to only get busier.
Everybody makes jokes like it's a dry heat, but it's just a different type of heat, and it affects people differently. And if you don't know that, it can put you in a bad spot.
New survey finds a third of us don't know when or if we can retire. Here's Michael Wallace.
They told Fidelity Investments they fear they won't be able to afford to stop working. 2/3 of Gen Xers are concerned their retirement savings won't last long enough. They are the first generation that will have to fully fund their retirement from their own savings.
This is CBS News.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at Jewelry Television. New customers get $20 off purchases of $99 or more at jtv.com.
It's 7:03. We check traffic on the 3s with Sully.
And we were already having a very rough day on southbound I-5 trying to get from 145th in past the Ship Canal Bridge, but it's going to get a little bit worse. We have a stall in the center lane approaching the Northgate merge there, and so we have a couple people standing in the middle of the road in the dark and the rain, so just be careful there. Again, the best thing to do is stay in your car, but either way, we've got about an hour and 15-minute trip now from Everett to Seattle, with getting close to an hour all the way from Linwood. A little bit faster on 405, but not by much. Just a straight hour from Everett to Bellevue, and hour and 10 and 50 minutes away from Linwood. We are still working with a very, looks like a pretty nasty crash. One car into the nose into the Jersey barrier on westbound I-90 right at Front Street in Issaquah. And the issue here is that that's a dark stretch of road coming around the corner from High Point, and you're going to come to like a quick all stop. So I know people are trying to come down from 70 miles an hour there. Don't run into the back of this thing because it's going to get on you quickly, and it's without really a lot of warning. Renton to Bellevue, 35 minutes, 50 from Puyallup to Renton. Federal Way to Seattle's getting closer to 50. The lake bridges are fine. This report brought to you by KIRO Newsradio's app. Text app to 888-973-5476. Download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows. Get the latest news and updates right to your phone.
Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 7:04. Joe Kent is speaking out for the first time since resigning as the Trump administration's director of counterterrorism.
He tells the Tucker Carlson show Iran posed no imminent threat to the U.S. and that Israel seems to be running Trump's foreign policy.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey joins us with more on Kent's explosive claims.
Yeah, by far the biggest claims, most explosive that he is making are that there was no imminent threat to the U.S. from Iran, and that the Israeli government pressured the U.S. to actually engage in this war in the first place.
The Israelis drove the decision to take this action, which we knew would set off a series of events.
Well, new this half hour, he also claims that the U.S. will likely see some attacks inside our borders as a result of these actions in Iran. Sleeper cell attacks, he says, not as likely. Instead,
the real threat, and most major terrorist organizations have kind of moved to this model, is the lone actors. Yes. It's inspiring people that are already in place by using the media.
Now, this former Green Beret and CIA officer also claims that Iranian proxies like Hamas, they're the ones who will be behind these lone wolf attacks, because they often do the dirty work to inspire people to take action.
And there was multiple terrorist attacks in America in the last year where Gaza was cited because they consumed some of the propaganda coming out of Gaza. And these people weren't, infiltrated Iranian agents. They were folks that were homegrown.
So a lot coming out of that interview with Tucker Carlson. Let's talk about the investigation against Kent that's apparently going on right now. His critics have accused him for many years, of course, of promoting anti-Semitic and anti-Israel worldviews. He's now under investigation, according to the New York Times, for a possible intelligence leak. The inquiry apparently predates his resignation. He's also lobbed many conspiracy theories. We saw this here in Washington State when he was running for the 3rd Congressional District, suggesting FBI agents could be responsible for orchestrating the January 6th attack on the Capitol in D.C. He also dismissed allegations of Russian interference in the 2016 election. Well, Trump, and you probably heard this, attacked Kent during a St. Paddy's Day press conference just the other day.
Somebody is working with us that says they didn't think Iran was a threat. We don't want those people and there are some people, I guess, that would say that, but they're not smart people or they're not savvy people.
And here was how Kent responded on Tucker Carlson yesterday.
They love you when you're just saluting and moving out, but then the second you say, I don't think we should be doing this, and I have an opinion now, then all the attacks come at you.
So we're going to see a lot of back and forth, again, from the administration in Kent in the next couple of days. He ran, as I said, for office 3 times here in Washington, the last time for the 3rd Congressional District, which he lost in 2024. But that is a district that usually goes to Republicans. So is he planning on running for office again? A lot of people want to know that here in Washington. More on that coming up at 7:30.
7:07 now. The 15-year-old boy arrested for the fatal shooting of 2 Rainier Beach High School students back in January had a court date yesterday afternoon, but he decided not to attend.
In the boy's absence, Judge Tanya Thorpe found there is probable cause for 2 counts of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. She also ordered the boy held in secure detention, citing an ongoing threat to the community. Casey McNurthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office on what happens next.
That investigation with Seattle Police continues, and we anticipate getting a case referral for a charging decision by Friday.
We also learned that the teen was under juvenile court supervision at the time of the shootings. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Governor Bob Ferguson is pulling the plug on Cesar Chavez Day. In a statement to several news organizations, the governor's office says Ferguson will not issue a proclamation honoring the late civil rights leader this year. The reason? Multiple allegations of sexual misconduct against Chavez, who died in 1993. Washington has recognized Chavez Day since 2018. Ferguson says he'll instead celebrate Dolores Huerta Day on April 10th.
Another day, another jump at the pump. The average price for a gallon of gas in Washington now $5.15, up 9 cents from yesterday. In Seattle, it's even worse. $5.34, up 10 cents overnight. The war in Iran is driving prices up nationwide, but Washington has it worse than almost anyone. State gas taxes and the Climate Commitment Act push our prices well above the national average. Right now, only California is paying more. Washington has the 2nd highest gas prices in the country.
Keeping you informed since 1974. This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
So lovely.
It's a song about Manda.
Oh, what do you want?
Welcome to Seattle's Morning News. Thursday, March 19th, the last full day of winter.
It's true. Along with Charlie Harger, I'm Manda Factor. Sully's here, keeping an eye on traffic every 10 minutes on the 3s.
Producer David Burbank is in the studio today. We also have Mike Seibert training as a producer. Good
Hello,
morning to
Mike.
you, Mike. And, of course, Nick Kreisha is running the board and picking all the tunes.
Coming up this hour of the show, this is fun. Our chat with Todd Gershwin. He's the producer of the Peanuts in Symphony, a collection of Vince Guaraldi's greatest themes from the iconic cartoon. That is coming to Benaroy Hall, and we'll tell you all about it coming up.
And coming up in the 7:35 commentary, why the city of Seattle is spending more than $100 million on a new bus project, only to give priority to bike lanes. That's coming up at 7:35.
It's 7:10. Well, she said she couldn't walk. She said she was bedridden and needed 24-hour care. But federal prosecutors say a Kent woman was living a very different life, traveling to Jamaica, buying a second home in Las Vegas, and gambling, all while collecting veterans' benefits meant for the most disabled.
Kelly Lee Carroll was sentenced this week to 17 months in a federal prison for stealing more than $1 million from the VA. She even recruited her sister and son to act as her caregivers. They collected payments while working other jobs. All 3 pleaded guilty. Her son got 14 months in prison. Her sister got time served. The judge said Lee Carroll broke the trust she had with her fellow veterans intentionally and over many years.
Here we go again. Police in Western Washington are seeing a new rise in catalytic converter thefts. Investigators say world political instability can lead to a surge in the price of precious metals, and catalytic converters are packed with those metals. Mukilteo police officer Nathan Fabia with options to protect your vehicle.
Park in a garage whenever possible. If you can, park in a well-lit area. Exterior motion light or alarms, catalytic converter shield or anti-theft device.
If you see someone suspicious under or around cars, he says call 911.
Copper wire thieves strike again, this time on the Montlake Bridge in northeast Seattle. Washington State Transportation Department says the theft disrupted lighting and signs, including on a bikeway. Part of it has already been replaced.
A sign company in Everett can't use its building after water pooling on the roof cracked the ceiling beams. This happened yesterday morning at Northwest Barricade and Signs. The Everett Herald reports debris clogged a drain on the flat roof. About 65,000 pounds of water collected up there. When a beam finally gave way, workers said it sounded like a shotgun blast. 2 center beams now hang a foot lower than they should. The city condemned the building until they fix it.
Taking a look at the forecast now, we're expecting to have rain today, steady in the afternoon, a high of 57. The showers taper off tomorrow, and by Saturday, maybe a few scattered showers in the north end, but otherwise partly sunny on Saturday and Sunday. 51 right now in Seattle.
And it's 7:13. That's time for a check on traffic once again. How we doing, Sully?
Well, we've got some work to do, but first I just want to say, Charlie, I'm really excited about your commentary. I know how much you love protected bike lanes, like I do.
Yes.
By the way, there was some news yesterday that we found out the protected bike lane on Airport Way, it's only months old. They're already tearing up 500 feet of it because they made a surveying error right there in the Soto neighborhood. They had to tear up the concrete curbing because it was a little too wide for the trucks to make the turn there because of a surveying error. So they've got to make the bike lane about a foot smaller. So, yeah, just in your bike lane news.
We are going to stay on top of all things bikes, and we're also going to stay on top of all things traffic.
That is true, and we are up to an hour and 20 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. A grind today away from Linwood. Positive news, the stall that we had getting into Northgate is now off to the right shoulder, so that's positive. The Renton to Bellevue drive, about 35 minutes. The S-curves are super active, and behind that, so is the Valley Freeway. Over 30 minutes from Auburn, and we're getting closer to 55 from Puyallup. Some brake lights up the hill from 5 to 18, and then Federal Way to Seattle's about 50 minutes. There is a crash on the off-ramp from southbound 5 to 101 down in the Olympia area. So if you're trying to head that direction, maybe down toward the coast early today, you might have to watch for a little bit of action there. We have still have the left lane blocked getting into Issaquah at Front Street on westbound I-90. Very heavy brake lights around the High Point, that is, and then around to the scene. So just be careful. So far, the lake bridges are fine. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app and stay in the know with the latest news and scores and opinions about your favorite teams.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
75 years after Charlie Brown first appeared in the Funny Pages, Peanuts is getting a symphony orchestra salute. And the world premiere is happening right here in Seattle at Benaroya Hall. The Peanuts' 75th anniversary symphonic concert features the unforgettable music of Vince Guaraldi. And I brought in producer David Burbank because, David, when I mentioned this show, your eyes just lit up and said, I grew up listening to him.
My childhood was spent with the soundtracks, the Halloween one, the Great Pumpkin, and the Christmas soundtrack on repeat. My dad was constantly playing them in his workshop, so very excited.
We have the producer of the show, Todd Gershwin, with us here on Seattle's Morning News. Todd, so great to have you with us.
Well, hello. It's great to be with you. I'm so excited to chat about such amazing music and history today.
Let's talk more about the show itself, because it's not just the music. I mean, this is a full-on production. Can you explain what we're going to witness?
Absolutely. So you're right. It really is a few amazing elements coming together. So first and foremost, you have the incredible, timeless Vince Guaraldi Peanuts music from all the different, Peanuts specials throughout the years, arranged by David Benoit, who is one of the great music arrangers of our time. And so you have the music along with 6 Broadway triple threat, multi-talented performers dancing and singing on stage, of course, along with the Great Seattle Symphony. And then the real treat is that we also have the original visuals from the Peanuts animated TV specials as the backdrop for the evening. So behind the orchestra on the giant screen, you'll see all your favorite moments from the Peanuts specials. So it's really the visuals meets the music, meets these great performers, all rolled up into one very, very special performance.
Todd, one of the things that has really stood out to me about these soundtracks throughout, my life has been, and I think maybe the reason they've stood the test of time so much is kind of the simplicity of them. Vince Guaraldi Trio is kind of what we think of, only a few musicians playing. How does that then translate to this large kind of Seattle Symphony sound?
It's a great point. The brilliance of Vince is that while he was a genius, the music is so accessible and so simple to hear and to experience. And it translated so well to a full symphony experience. It really was a seamless process. As I said, David Benoit, who was kind of the musical arranger behind it, just did a great job where the music still has that very homely, safe, sweet appeal to it, but of course with, a huge orchestra on stage. And so it was an amazingly easy process in terms of taking what everyone knows and loves and just kind of interpreting it in a new, bigger manner.
We here in Seattle have an amazing symphony. Is there a reason you're kicking off the premiere here in Seattle?
Well, it's very simple, right? The Peanuts is the best, Guaraldi was the best, and the Seattle Symphony is the best. We figured if we're going to premiere it somewhere, what better place?
Easy enough.
And we're also lucky that the conductor for the weekend, Sarah Hicks, who I think is one of the truly great pops conductors in America, if not the world, will be conducting, and she's one of my favorites. And the opportunity to work with the Seattle Symphony with her just made it a no-brainer.
Todd, I wonder, Linus and Lucy is sort of that song, that motif that not only do we hear it in, I think, Charlie Brown Christmas that we all think of, but it kind of stands the test of time in terms of it arrives in a lot of these soundtracks that Vince did. Is there something about that specific Linus and Lucy motif that has kind of made it have that longevity, you think?
Yeah, it's so fun. It's the kind of song when it comes on, I truly feel that wherever you are, whatever mood you're in, whatever you're doing, it's impossible not to smile and maybe even get up and dance or shake your head. It just has that very unique, universal, upbeat, happy feel to it. And as you said, it's the theme to Peanuts, and people hear it on the radio, they hear it on the internet, they're part of the TV specials, so it's with you all the time. And I really think it's just so joyful. I think that's what makes it so unique and so beloved.
I smile when I'm not even hearing it. It's just in my head. So there was so many moving parts on a show like this. Is there a moment in the production where everything comes together and you just sort of get the chills every time?
Yeah, I mean, luckily there's so many moments when that happens, right? Because again, you have the timeless music with timeless visuals with these amazing world-class performers all coming together. I do think that because we take you kind of through a year in the life of Charlie Brown with all these specials from, Valentine's Day to Halloween, Thanksgiving, and we kind of end with Christmas. And, Charlie Brown Christmas being so iconic around the world. It just celebrated its 60th anniversary, and it has been on TV every single year since it, originally aired all those years ago. And so when this particular special that we're doing in Seattle ends with the Charlie Brown Christmas and Christmas time is here, to me, that's kind of the most magical moment where all, even in March, right? We can celebrate Christmas in March when it all comes together with the Charlie Brown Christmas and the meaning of Christmas. I think that's probably the real wow moment of the show.
You mentioned dancing. You mentioned there's going to be some incredible professionals up there dancing. When I think of dancing in Peanuts, Charlie Brown, I think of very specific dance moves. Are we going to see those? I have Snoopy doing his dance tattooed on my arm. That's very important to me. Are we going to see those iconic dance moves?
Absolutely. You're going to see the kind of iconic Lucy and Linus dance that everyone knows and loves, and you're going to see a lot of Snoopy dancing. That's probably not only my highlight, but what's amazing about this brand and this show is that it's so multi-generational, right? It's literally grandparents who grew up with these specials who then share them with their parents or not sharing them with their children. So you really see 3 generations of fans. And I can tell you that the kids always go nuts for Snoopy. Mm-hmm. Whatever he does, wherever he goes, it's just you have these huge smiles. And the choreography for Snoopy specifically is amazing. And I think people are going to be really wowed by all the dancing on stage with the symphony.
Talking with Todd Gershwin, the producer of the show. I cannot wait to see it and just feel the joy. I do have to ask before we let you go, though, because there is a large elephant in the room. You are in the music entertainment business. Your last name is Gershwin. Is that a coincidence?
It is not. It is not. So George and I were Gershwin, were my great uncles. They had a third brother who was my grandfather. And so I was fortunate enough to grow up in the music and the theater industry and decided to make a career out of it. My parents were really supportive and said, you should do something for a living that you love. And years later, I can say, as I'm coming to Seattle to put on the show, I love what I do. I'm very fortunate. And that was really one of the things that attracted me to the Peanuts, that, Charles Schultz and Vince Guaraldi and Lee Mendelson, who was the producer behind the TV specials, they were brilliant American creators and artists, and really remind me a lot of what I learned with George and Ira Gershwin, just in terms of creating amazing, accessible art and entertainment and music. And so, being able to work on a brand like the Peanuts is so rewarding for me, having spent my whole life immersed in the Gershwin world. I see a lot of parallels and similarities. Anyway, very long-winded answer to your question. So the answer is yes.
Well, the question, I knew it wasn't a coincidence, but I wanted to showcase your work first and then talk about the names. So we certainly appreciate you being with us this morning, and I hope you enjoy your time in Seattle.
I will. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You bet. Todd Gershwin's show is this next weekend, Benaroya Hall. Tickets at seattlesymphony.org.
That sounds fun.
I can't wait to see the show.
You're
it's
going.
Gonna be fun. Yeah.
Okay. You going, David?
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. A little class for this joint.
Notice
here
how we didn't include you in the interview?
I know.
I'm kidding. I kid because I love.
Charlie's more of a yellow card guy.
Yeah. You know me. 7:23 now. We check traffic on the threes with Chris Sullivan.
And we are struggling, but settled into a typical Thursday pattern for the drive out of the north end. If you are heading down to Bellevue, you know what you're in for. Right from Linwood, you're going to be bumper to bumper down through Bothell, a little bit more through Totem Lake. Hour and 20-minute trip from Everett to Seattle with an hour of that from Linwood. Similar travel times, but different way of getting there. For southbound 5, you've got the brake lights beginning right around 175th and Shoreline and continuing down across the Ship Canal Bridge. Northbound 167, not terrible out of Sumner, but pretty heavy in Auburn. We had an earlier crash just north of 18, and then the rest of the way on up, just kind of annoyingly slow. 30 minutes out of Auburn, a little over 50 all the way from the Puyallup area. Rented to Bellevue, we've got about 35 minutes, pretty heavy around I-90 as well. And it turns out we now have our second crash of the morning. Getting into the Issaquah area is kind of what I was worried about. We had a crash at Front Street that is kind of cleared over to the left shoulder now, but it really came to an all-stop approaching High Point, but before you could get around that kind of blind right-hand corner, and now we've got a crash in that blind right-hand corner. It looks like people driving into the back of that backup. 2 right lanes are blocked here, left lanes, excuse me, so the issues continue in Issaquah. West Seattle Bridge, nothing you can't handle. Lake bridges are fine, and we still have brake lights on southbound I-5 trying to get off at 101. Part of that ramp is blocked. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Some showers this morning, more steady rain in the afternoon hours. We'll warm up to about 57 for today, and then improving weather for the weekend. Spring arrives tomorrow morning, and we'll see the rain tapering off to showers. 56 tomorrow. How about partly sunny and dry for Saturday and Sunday with highs in the low 50s? It's 51 in Seattle right now.
Coming up, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey with the latest update on Washington Republican Joe Kent. He was on the Tucker Carlson show last night. We'll talk about that. And in today's 7:35 commentary, big old road project happening right in front of our KIRO studios. And the result of it might not necessarily be satisfactory for people who actually use the road. We'll talk about it at 7:35.
This hour is brought to you by CM Heating.
The G and Ursula Show.
If you want to see what I'm wearing today, check out Mrs. Roper.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
A moo-moo is like a bank. You never know how much is in it.
On KIRO News Radio and the KIRO Newsradio app.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
$83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
I'm here with Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. And Wes, you were just telling me you think 2026 is going to be a rebound year for the housing market.
That's right. I think we're heading into the best real estate market of the past 4 years. And here's why. If you take a step back and look at the big picture, experts are anticipating a 15% increase in sales volume next year. Interest rates are at near 3-year lows and trending down, and home prices have held near all-time highs. There is a lot of pent-up demand. People have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for their time to jump into the market since 2022, and they need a place to buy.
So, hey, 2026 might be your year. If you're considering selling your home, if you're thinking about moving, but there was something that was just holding you back, now might be a great time. So do this. Go to sellwithwes.com. You can see your home's real value there with Wes's home value calculator. Then schedule an appointment by giving him a call. Sellwithwes.com. Sellwithwes.com. It really just is a better way to sell your home.
Hey, this is Pete from Home Matters. Tune in this weekend when we'll talk with local business owners about everything in and around your home. Join us on Saturdays from 2 to 3 right here on KIRO News Radio or listen to the podcast on mynorthwest.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It is 7:31. Well, Joe Kent is breaking his silence after abruptly resigning from the Trump administration, now questioning U.S. foreign policy and possibly eyeing a political comeback.
In an interview with Tucker Carlson last night, Kent says Iran posed no imminent threat to the United States and claims Israel appears to be driving his his decision-making.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more on Kent's claims.
Yeah, during his 2-hour interview with Tucker Carlson, Kent made claims that Iran posed no imminent threat to the U.S., but it was claims like this that are driving speculation that he might make another run for office.
Who is in charge of our policy in the Middle East? Who is in charge of when we decide to go to war or not?
Let's explain this. In 2024, Kent won the Republican primary, you'll remember, in the race for the 3rd Congressional District here in Washington. He ended up losing that race to Democrat Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez. During his campaign, Kent told Seattle Red 770 he was a staunch Trump supporter, and Trump actually endorsed him.
I see a very unified Republican Party. I haven't heard very many Republicans at all say anything negatively about Trump.
Well, now, since this war has begun, we've seen some splits between MAGA supporters and the Trump administration. Joe Kent himself is an anti-interventionist. His critics have accused him as well for many years of promoting anti-Semitic and anti-Israel views. In his interview with Carlson, there was a constant drumbeat of messaging from Kent on the Israeli government's involvement in this conflict between the U.S., Israel, and Iran.
The Israelis drove the decision to take this action, which we knew would set off a series of events.
Yeah, so it's for those reasons some think he could make another run for office here, drumming up support from that MAGA base and, who are not really cool with the war that's going on right now. Charlie and Amanda. Also, there's this. The 3rd Congressional District is traditionally goes Republican. It has for years. Trump won that district twice in his presidential runs. Political analysts think that district will be red again by the midterms. So there's that. Also, another big question that's being raised. Does Iran have enough material now to create a nuclear weapon? A lot of people wondering that. The world is wondering that. So we're going to hear what Kent had to say about that coming up at 8. But an interesting prospect. A lot of people thinking he will be running for office again here in Washington State.
Okay, certainly we've got to follow that. It's 7:33, and we need to check traffic on the 3s with Chris Sullivan.
Pad your schedule with about 10 or 12 minutes, just about no matter where you're going. We got the weather to deal with today. That usually adds 10 minutes to the drive. Like if you're going from Federal Way to Seattle, we're running at an hour with 40 of those minutes from South Center, those miles from basically the Boeing Access Road all the way past the West Seattle Bridge merging is really slow today. The West Seattle Bridge in the eastbound direction is starting to back up almost to the golf course as well. So not exactly a good day for you guys. Northbound 167, about 52 minutes. Brake lights, not too bad until you get up to just north of Pacific, getting into the Auburn area, and then up to about 15th Northwest, maybe all the way up past Emerald Downs. And then really heavy at the north end. 405, Renton to Bellevue, running right around 40 minutes. Lake Bridges now starting to see some slowing, especially I-90, but again, just minuscule stuff, not too bad. And then away from the north end, hour and 20-minute trips from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, the daily grind for you guys. And we have cleared the crash at Front Street, westbound 90, but we are still working the one just a little further to the east, westbound 90, right around High Point. We've got a crash that is blocking the left-hand lane as well. So big-time delays for you guys coming in from, say, Preston or North Bend, trying to get into the Issaquah area. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube, click subscribe, and get fresh video content daily.
We're seeing scattered showers this morning. The rain's going to pick up for the afternoon hours, though, and a little bit breezy today as well. We're looking for about a quarter inch of rain, 57 the high. Tomorrow, things will taper off to showers as spring arrives. See you in the morning, just around 7:45. The weekend actually looks really nice. We'll see partly sunny skies both Saturday and Sunday, with highs in the low 50s. Right now, it's 51 in Seattle.
Seattle's tradition for news and conversation. This is Seattle's Morning News with Charlie Harger and Manda Factor.
And it's time for the 7:35 commentary. If you're sitting in traffic on your way to work right now, this one's for you, especially if you're anywhere near East Lake Avenue in Seattle. I have a personal stake in this one. KIRO Newsradio is on East Lake. Our staff has been navigating the lane closures, the detours, and the daily construction chaos for a year now. So when the East Lake News laid out the actual math on this project this week, it landed a little close to home. Seattle is spending $156 million to rebuild East Lake Avenue for a rapid transit project, the Rapid Ride J Line. The road has been torn up for a year. We still have another year to go. To be fair, $28 million of that is replacing an old water main while the street is cracked open. So the pure transit price tag is only $128.5 million. Don't you feel better? When the dust settles and the ribbon is cut, Do you want to know what's actually going to be faster? The cars? The buses? Probably not. The bike lanes. Here's who's actually using Eastlake Avenue every day. About 5,000 people ride the Route 70 bus. Thousands more drive. And somewhere between 3 and 4% of people in the surrounding neighborhood commute by bike. Not 3% of the city coming through here. 3% of the neighborhood. That is who this entire $128 million project is designed around. Out of the 5.2-mile route, only 2 miles will actually have dedicated bus lanes. On the main stretch of Eastlake, the heart of the neighborhood the project is literally named for, the bus will ride in mixed traffic with everyone else. And here's the environmental irony that nobody at the city apparently saw coming. Narrowing Eastlake to one general lane in each direction doesn't eliminate cars. It just concentrates them. A UC Riverside study found that cars emit roughly double the CO2 when they're crawling along at under 5 miles an hour. So Seattle is spending 9 figures to engineer a street that possibly creates more congestion, which generates more pollution on the very road it was supposed to clean up. Make driving miserable, increase emissions, save the planet. Seattle has a real gift for this kind of thing. And the street parking here, well, it's gone, replaced by bike lanes for that 3% of commuters in the neighborhood. When the local businesses that are barely surviving the construction asked how they were supposed to get deliveries, the city showed them the new loading zones. Delivery drivers will have to park, unload, and carry packages across 2 lanes of active traffic on foot to reach the front doors. A taxpayer-funded game of Frogger. Someone at the city reviewed that design and signed off on it. There is a certain kind of city planner who believes that if they make driving miserable enough for long enough, everyone will eventually see the light. Well, it's a $128 million light, and when it's finally done, you'll get a great view of those empty bike lanes from the window of your bus while you sit in traffic. And that's the 735 commentary for Thursday, March 19th, 2026. You can text your thoughts to the Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line at 888-973-5476 or leave a comment at mynorthwest.com.
Sully has some comments.
What's the name of that the bus project? It's the J line is bus blank ride?
Rapid ride.
Yeah. So the buses are supposed to go faster, but yet they didn't create bus lanes.
Right. Well, I mean, to be fair, there are 2 miles of the 5 point whatever
miles. So
miles.
3 miles, they're going to be stuck in traffic.
With all the other cars. But at least
Boy, that sounds rapid to me.
The bikes will be getting by rapidly.
And by bikes, you mean like the 1 an hour that we see outside our building? Except when it's sunny, when they're 3 an hour?
Yeah.
Okay, if you have thoughts, hit the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line.
Okay, what's that text line? I gotta chime in.
888-973-5476. What's coming up in traffic?
Charlie, what grinds my gears is it's the drive out of the north end. No shocker there. We're dealing with the hour drives out of Linwood. We'll talk about it next.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry. This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date. Your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected. Your floor mats are cleaned and delivered. And your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Gray whales are back in the Salish Sea. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers guaranteed whale watching tours departing from Edmonds. Don't miss Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Right now, get a free furnace with the purchase of a premium heat pump and air cleaning package at CM Heating. Start today with an always free estimate. There's no beating CM Heating for heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical. Go to cmheating.com.
Jazz Alley welcomes Candace Springs on tour in support of her latest release, Run Your Race. Backed by her all-female rhythm section, it's a show you won't want to miss. March 26th through 29th, tickets at jazzalley.com.
At 7:43, we check traffic with Sully.
And we are struggling out of the north end. We're getting closer to 90 minutes to make the drive from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue, with an hour and 10 of that away from Linwood. 405 bumper to bumper from Linwood. That's become normal. We have more in Totem Lake. I-5 today is backed up from Shoreline now, even further than most days. Backed up from about 175th, maybe a little bit before that, all the way down across the Ship Canal Bridge. Not going to be an easy day for you guys. 99 doesn't have much capacity right now. It's pretty heavy for getting into Green Lake and a little bit all the way down across the Aurora Bridge. Getting down into South Lake Union, though, not terrible. Federal Way to Seattle, about an hour as well. We have not too bad from Federal Way up to South Center, but then 40 minutes away from South Center. We do have a new stall to tell you about that's blocking a left lane before you get to 320. So that's why we are braking from Highway 18 getting up to that interchange. Valley Freeway, about a 50-minute trip for you. 40 from Renton to Bellevue. Lake bridges are hanging in there. I-90's kind of slow but manageable. We're still working with the left lane being blocked on westbound I-90, right as you get around the corner, trying to get into Issaquah. So we're backed up coming down out of Preston. A couple of minutes lost for you guys. Olympia to Tacoma, definitely seeing heavy brake lights around South Tacoma. And southbound I-5 really struggling now from Lacey down to the 101 interchange there in Olympia. We have a crash on that ramp, and that has us backed up about 3 miles. This report brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio app. Text app to 888-973-5476. Download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows. Get the latest news and updates right to your phone.
We're seeing showers this morning, steadier rain for the afternoon. Looking for up to a quarter of an inch of rain today. Warming up to 57. Tomorrow we will see a chance of rain, 80%, but it'll taper off to scattered showers for the afternoon as we see improving weather for the weekend. Some sunshine both Saturday and Sunday with highs in the low 50s. Right now, it's 51 in Seattle and Sully. What's coming up on your choke point?
Well, we're going to take a look at construction this weekend and the birth of a new interchange that'll really make things better in the DuPont area.
And now a word for the team at Boss Retirement Solutions. Most people think about taxes 1 year at a time. April comes, you pay what you owe, you move on. But retirement tax planning doesn't work that way. And that's exactly why it's so powerful. If you have saved more than $300,000, tax planning could reduce your taxes on IRA and 401k withdrawals, Social Security, and investment income, not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. And when you add that up, the savings could hit 6 figures. Boss Retirement Solutions will show you your number with a free retirement tax savings analysis. Call them at 206-210-1350, 206-210-1350. Find out what your lifetime number is. Boss Retirement Solutions at 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
Major financial decisions deserve education, not pressure. But Dronda Financial and CPAs host live seminars and online webinars throughout the year to help you make informed, confident choices. Their tax return treasure hunt discusses how to uncover planning opportunities potentially hidden inside your own tax return. Growing Her Wealth addresses the financial transitions many women face and how to prepare for them thoughtfully thoughtfully and confidently. 7 steps to a successful retirement. Well, this one outlines a practical framework for building income strategies intended to support retirement spending needs. And landlord exit strategies takes a clear look at whether holding, selling, or restructuring your rental properties makes sense long term. You can attend in person or join online from home. To see the full schedule, visit madronafinancial.com or call 833-673-7373.
This is a paid advertisement. Investments involve risk. See full disclosures at madronafinancial.com.
It's a great time to visit Subaru of Puyallup during the Subaru A Lot to Love event for extra savings through March 31st. Visit your stress-free dealership, SubaruofPuyallup.com.
I'm their conduit, and I'm glad to do it.
Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Now, Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
Presented by Carter Subaru.
Well, you're running out of time to drive the old Stillicum-DuPont Road overpass of I-5.
It is scheduled to close for good Sunday morning as the new interchange opens to all traffic. And we get the details from Sully.
So we've been at this for about 3 years now of construction on this new interchange right there at the Stillicum-DuPont Road. And that should finally wrap up early Sunday morning when the new overpass and on and off ramps open to traffic. The old overpass just doesn't meet the needs of the growing communities in DuPont and around JBLM.
The existing bridge doesn't meet our standards. It dates back to 1957. With the new addition of the overpass, it will be built to modern earthquake standards, so an awful lot of benefits for the community and those serving our country.
WashDOT's Doug Adamson says a key feature of this new interchange is that it goes over the railroad tracks, which are just north of I-5. That means no longer will you have to wait for train traffic getting on and off the freeway.
When this new overpass opens, traffic will no longer be going through an intersection that's at grade or at the same level of the Sound Transit trains that are going through there. And so we'll be going up and over through a brand new diverging diamond interchange.
In preparation for opening the new interchange, WashDOT will close the southbound I-5 off-ramp to the Stillicum-DuPont Road at 8 o'clock Saturday night until about 6 a.m. Monday, though that could change if the weather gets a little bad.
We're going to keep our fingers crossed right up until the last minute. We'll keep you posted and let you know. The weather is something that we just can't control.
The idea was to do this Friday night, but the weather looked a little better on Saturday, so that's why they pushed it a day. The bigger impact on drivers will likely be the first weekend in April. That's when the old overpass is scheduled to come down, and this could really impact the front end of spring break. Both directions of I-5 will be closed from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. both Friday and Saturday nights of that weekend for the demolition. All traffic diverted on and off the freeway.
We'll really work to get all the people through there as best we can, but pardon our dust, there's going to be a lot of construction during those 2 nights.
And once that old overpass is removed, contractors can tackle the final piece of the project, one that's going to be really cool, extending the HOV lanes in the area.
And when that's done, late this summer, we'll have a brand new northbound HOV lane right there at Mounts Road as you come up through Nisqually. And then southbound, the HOV lane will extend to Center Drive. It currently ends in the area of JBLM Main Gate.
Adding the HOV lane should ease the congestion at the south end of JBLM, especially on Friday afternoons, though we'll probably just push a lot of that backing up just a little bit further to the south. This completes the series of projects on the books that we've been working with for over a decade, from the south of the Tacoma area down through DuPont.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I know, it's been rough. But up next, widening I-5 between Mounts Road south through Nisqually. Likely include new bridges over the Nisqually River. The northbound span there was built in 1937. Now, this project nowhere near turning dirt. I mean, it's in early discussions. We're talking tabletop stuff still, a lot of environmental work to do. And, of course, there is no funding for that next piece of the project.
Details.
But their plan is to try to get that down to give us that extra lane all the way down as we work our way toward Lacey.
Well, it is just a project. I have been driving through that area my over 40, almost 50 years.
Entire life.
It seems like it's always been under construction, and at least it'll be nice to see this segment complete.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working on this for 10 years, and before that, through Tacoma itself, it was close to 25 years of almost on and off construction during that entire core. But, some of the changes there they have made have really helped, specifically like in the morning drive or the morning commute. For people who would be driving northbound into Tacoma, we no longer have that daily backup all the way to 38th or 56th. So that's really helped. This will help move people around through JBLM down to DuPont back and forth.
Does this address like when they have the shift change at JBLM and you're going through there and it's just a grind?
Yeah, and it's added longer auxiliary lanes where you can get off and on the freeway, have longer plus spaces to merge now on the right-hand side. Plus, you can go right through parts of it without even going on I-5 with the new side streets they built in and around the interchanges at Bridgeport.
So the carpool lane there will finally work too?
Well, the thing that's interesting about that is where the carpool lane ends now, just south of the main gate, we also lose the right lane there for people getting off at the south gate. So we lose basically 2 lanes, even though we really only lose 1. We lose HOV capacity. But then, so this will extend that up to the south. It'll still probably grind there, with people trying to get over from the right, especially the trucks, but there won't be any forced merging to get out of the HOV lane for people, trying to get in, really. So it should help. But again, that area, we're constricted. I mean, we've got water on one side and we've got a military base on the other, and then a mountain. There's just not a lot of room to wiggle.
So no room for dedicated bike lanes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, certainly. Well, I mean, those will be coming. I'm sure to I-5.
Sully is kidding.
We'll just build them in the middle.
Why not?
Okay. Well, it is 7:53, and we do check traffic for you every 10 minutes on the 3s during Seattle's Morning News. Where do we start, my friend?
Well, just think how fast that would make the STP. Seattle to Portland bikers. If you just had a dedicated bike lanes through the middle, they wouldn't have to get. Okay,
somebody's getting an idea out of this, so you might want to stop.
I know, and I'm giving it to the people I don't want to give ideas to, because I don't like road diets or losing lanes of traffic. Good news for those of you on southbound I-5 trying to get down into the Olympia area. If we finally cleared the crash right there at the Capitol Lake area by 101, still have a sizable backup in the southbound direction, but that should be getting better. If you're heading the other direction, it's really only 40 minutes to get you up into Tacoma, which isn't bad. Most of Pierce County is quiet. There is some slowing on eastbound 512 right there as you approach South Hill, but nothing you can't handle. There's a little slowing on southbound I-5 in Fife as well. I think we might have a little crash there approaching the Puyallup River Bridge. Just a little bit of slowing to deal with. Heading up the hill to Fife, northbound I-5, not bad, but then there is some braking. We have a stall right before 320th. This is causing just a little bit of slowing right around 18. Once you're through that, Federal Way to Seattle's running about an hour. Got about a 50-minute trip, 55 minutes from Puyallup to Renton. Renton to Bellevue's over 40. Lake Bridges still okay. Coming down from the north end, we are dealing with an hour and 10-minute trip from Linwood, so not exactly a pleasurable day for you guys. And about a 2-mile backup now getting into Issaquah for this crash we've been dealing with just before the corner to Front Street. The left lane remains blocked there. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Well, the weather's not helping the drive this morning. We are seeing showers. It's going to be a little bit breezy today, too, and increasing rain for the afternoon hours. More steady stuff. We're looking for about a 1/4 inch of rain today. 57 the high. Tomorrow, back to some showers, but nothing too threatening for tomorrow. You'll likely get a little bit wet. 56. Spring arrives tomorrow, too. And then the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday look great, at least partly sunny. 51 on Saturday, 52 Sunday. Right now in Seattle, cloudy, a little bit drippy, and 51.
Coming up in the next hour, more of the day's top headlines. Luke Ducey on the FBI investigation underway into former Director of National Counterterrorism Center, Washington Republican Joe Kent.
Also, the legislative session ended 1 week ago. Where does that leave us with new laws in the state? We'll check in with Mike McClanahan from TVW in Olympia coming up at 8:15.
You're listening to Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM. KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The Jake and Spike Show.
I check it late at night when my wife's not looking.
Weekdays noon to 3.
My favorite thing on my phone, which is my weather app.
First thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
On KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM and the KIRO Newsradio app.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
KIRO News Radio.
Get on the YouTube channel.
We're live all day on YouTube. Every show, every day.
Hang out with us. The whole gang's there.
And you never know what you might see.
Back up the camera. Oh, my God.
Just search KIRO News Radio, then subscribe.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Gray whales are back in the Salish Sea. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers guaranteed whale watching tours departing from Edmonds. Don't miss Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Your home for original reporting.
Cammie McCormick, a plea from the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres.
To the United States and to Israel. It's high time to end this war that is risking to get completely out of control.
Iran has intensified its attacks on Gulf oil and gas infrastructure in retaliation for Israel hitting a key Iranian gas field. Joint Chiefs Chairman General Dan Kane this morning said the U.S. is working with Gulf allies on their defenses.
We're flying further to the east now and penetrating deeper into Iranian airspace to hunt and kill one-way attack garrisons, destroying Iran's ability to project power outside of its borders.
On Capitol Hill, Congressman Joaquin Castro questioned administration officials about the Israeli strike.
Do you know why Israel decided to strike that infrastructure, despite the fact that the president said it should be off limits?
I wouldn't speak for Israel
And what do you guys know? We're at war. What do you guys know?
We'll have to take that for the record.
Yes, let's take it for the record.
The Pentagon is seeking $200 billion in additional funds for the war. CBS's Olivia Rinaldi has that.
In comparison, the U.S. has given about $170 billion to Ukraine, but that's been over 5 years. We are 20 days into this conflict, and now the Pentagon is going back to Congress and saying they need $200 billion. That is very notable.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said today that number could move, but it takes money to kill bad guys. A Senate committee has advanced the nomination of President Trump's pick to replace Kristi Noem. Stacey Lynn reports.
The Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee voted favorably for Senator Mark Wayne Mullen to lead the Department of Homeland Security.
This vote, the yeas are 8, the nays are 7, and the motion to report the nominee is agreed to.
The vote comes after a testy hearing yesterday where some lawmakers raised concerns about Mullen's temperament and experience. A full Senate vote will likely come next week. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
A federal judge has denied the asylum claim for the family of Liam Ramos, the 5-year-old Minnesota boy who was arrested by ICE in January. Michael Wallace reports.
The judge ordered the Ramoses be deported back to Ecuador, but they can stay in the U.S. while their appeal is pending. Liam and his father were returned to Minneapolis last month after being held at an immigration detention center in Texas for several weeks. Liam's school in Columbia Heights calls the judge's decision heartbreaking.
Oil prices surged after Iran's latest attacks in the Gulf, and on Wall Street at this hour, stocks are lower, the Dow off 373 points. This is CBS News.
What is going on?
What's going on here? How is this possible? Great storytelling starts here.
Oh, come on.
Why? It's time for 60 Minutes.
8:03. Let's check in with Chris Sullivan at the traffic desk.
And we have settled into a typical too heavy drive on this Thursday morning. We add the weather to what is a typical commute, and we end up seeing about 10-minute delays just about everywhere. That's what we have out of the north end, hour and a half or more to make the drive from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue for 405 right there at Linwood, all the way down and then kind of extending into Totem Lake. And now we even have a little bit of slowing down into the Kirkland area. Again, that's just weaving and merging as people are trying to figure out where they're going. For I-5, there's some brake lights right at 175th and Shoreline, and then you hit it right at 145th all the way down into Seattle. So not a pleasant day for you guys. Westbound 522 also very slow today getting out of the Monroe area. We're backed up almost getting towards the high school today across the Snohomish River Bridge, so that's not great. And 203 is also jammed up all the way down through Duval. Really not exactly a good drive. I'm not exactly sure what they're dealing with there. There might be a crash in Duval, so I'll be checking into that for you as well. Westbound I-90, definitely about a 2-mile backup getting into Issaquah. Left lane remains blocked just before the corner to Front Street. Renton to Bellevue, about 45 minutes. Lake bridges are okay. Puyallup to Renton, about 50, and still about an hour from Federal Way to Seattle. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial, 97.3 HD2.
8:04 on the Thursday, March 19th, 2026 edition of Seattle's Morning News. I'm Charlie Harger with Manda Factor.
Joe Kent is breaking his silence after resigning from the Trump administration, now raising new questions about the U.S. war on Iran.
In an interview with Tucker Carlson last night, Kent said Iran posed no imminent threat to the U.S. and that Israel is driving American foreign policy.
Carlson also asked him if Iran was close to developing a nuclear weapon. KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is live with the latest.
Yeah, there are a lot of opinions about Joe Kent surfacing this morning. Many Republican lawmakers calling his claims as former director of counterterrorism false. When it comes to Iran and nuclear weapons, here was Tucker Carlson's million-dollar question.
Was Iran on the verge of getting a nuclear weapon?
No, they weren't, 3 weeks ago when this started, and they weren't in June either. I mean, the Iranians have had a religious ruling, a fatwa, against actually developing a nuclear weapon since 2004.
And Kent claims there were no intelligence reports that said Iran wanted to actually create a nuclear weapon and then use it.
They wanted the ability to enrich. They wanted the ability to have some components so that they weren't completely stripped of it. And when we always assessed that they were either several months or a year, 2 years away from actually being able to develop a nuclear weapon. And that's not because the Iranians are stupid people. I think we can tell right now that the Iranians are anything but stupid.
Kent claims Iran wanted to keep the world scared, kind of. If you're scared that they have a nuclear weapon and that you might use it, you probably won't launch a ground attack against them. If they give up their nuclear program altogether, that opens the door to an all-out attack and a regime change like we saw in Iraq and Libya. All that said, Kent's critics have accused him over the years of promoting anti-Semitic and anti-Israeli views and conspiracy theories, like the FBI was behind the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Trump also attacked Kent's credibility just the other day during a St. Patty's Day press conference.
Somebody is working with us that says they didn't think Iran was a threat. We don't want those people because, and there are some people, I guess I would say that, but they're not smart people or they're not savvy people.
And here was Kent's response.
They love you when you're just saluting and moving out, but then the second you say, I don't think we should be doing this and I have an opinion now, then all the attacks come at you. But
Charlie and Amanda, we should say also he is now under an investigation, apparently, for a possible intelligence leak. That's according to the New York Times. They say the inquiry apparently predates Kent's resignation, so a lot of back and forth about what actually, the veracity of what he's saying and what actually is he saying, is it true? Is it valid?
All right, a lot to unpack here. Thank you, Luke. It's 8:07.
The 15-year-old boy police believe shot and killed 2 Rainier Beach High School students in January chose not to appear in court yesterday. Judge Tanya Thorpe found probable cause for 2 counts of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office on whether he'll be tried in adult or juvenile court.
If somebody's 15 or 14, prosecutors make their case, the defense makes their case, and it's up to a judge to determine if that case moves to adult court.
Formal charges are expected sometime tomorrow.
A wild scene on a busy street in North Seattle where a King County Metro bus driver suffered a medical episode and caused a crash involving 7 vehicles. This guy says he saw the bus sideswiping cars along Greenwood Avenue.
And the bus just kept going. It just kept hitting cars.
Bus left a trail of debris along 5 blocks. It stretched from 80th to 85th Street. No word on the condition of the bus driver, who was taken to the hospital. 2 other people were also taken to the hospital.
Gas prices in Washington keep on climbing. The statewide average jumped to $5.15 a gallon. That's up 9 cents from yesterday. In Seattle, AAA says drivers are now paying $5.34. That's up a dime from the day before. Experts blame the war in Iran for the surge, but they also point to Washington's gas taxes and the Climate Commitment Act, which make fuel here among the most expensive in the country. Only California's prices are higher.
Keeping you informed since 1974. This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
Use a magic carpet today, baby. To get around the traffic.
A lot cheaper than buying gas. That's for dang sure.
Woo, yeah.
Normally, I'd be bragging right now because I drive that electric vehicle during the week. But with the home energy prices right now, I'm saving a little, but not as much as I used to.
Got those protected bike lanes all the way in from your neck of the woods.
I should think about that. That's definitely a thought. Thank you for that. Thought starter, Sully.
It's 8:09, Seattle's Morning News for your Thursday, Friday Eve. It's March 19th.
Can you believe it's almost spring?
No,
tomorrow.
I cannot.
This time tomorrow, it will be spring. Well, coming up on this hour of the show, we're going to get a legislative wrap-up 1 week after the end of the session in Olympia, a bunch of bills for the governor to sign. We're going to check in with Mike McClanahan, the host of The Impact on TVW.
Also, G. Scott will stop by. We're on the verge of 2 of Washington's most beautiful natural attractions, the blooming of the cherry blossoms and the blooming of the tulips. This is what G wants to talk about today. He's actually going to weigh in on why those are happening earlier than in past years.
You know G loves flowers.
He likes tiptoeing.
Yeah, that's right. It's 8:10 here on Seattle's Morning News. Mukilteo police are seeing a rise in catalytic converter theft, and it may be a sign of the times.
Police believe the thefts may be a symptom of a larger issue. Whenever there's global instability, the price of precious metals soars. Officer Nathan Fabia says
platinum, palladium, and rhodium are precious metals that typically go up in value. Maybe a reason why thieves would target a catalytic converter to get some quick cash out of it.
Fabia suggests parking in a secure garage or in a well-lit area, and if you see something suspicious around cars, call 911. James Lynch, KIRO Newsradio.
It's official now. You can only vote in one election at a time. Governor Bob Ferguson signed Senate Bill 6084 this week. It stems from a 2022 case in which a Lewis County man voted in both Washington and Oregon in the same election.
This bill makes it clear that double voting, whether in one state or, in that case, multiple states, is illegal.
His conviction was overturned due to the unclear state law.
Washington State will not honor Cesar Chavez Day this year. In a statement to several news organizations, Governor Bob Ferguson's office says he won't issue a proclamation for the late civil rights leader in light of what they call shocking allegations of sexual misconduct. Chavez died in 1993. The state has observed Cesar Chavez Day since 2018. Ferguson says he looks forward to celebrating Dolores Huerta Day on April 10th instead. No word yet on whether Seattle will consider renaming Cesar Chavez Park in the South Park neighborhood.
Sound Transit is facing a major funding gap for its system expansion. KIRO 7 TV's L. Thomas has the options being considered to fulfill those ST3 promises.
And we continue to follow Sound Transit's efforts to build the light rail, following that bombshell announcement that it is facing a $34 billion shortfall over the next 20 years. The Sound Transit Board is taking three approaches here. One, keep active light rail projects moving. That means only focusing on projects in active development. Two, advance regional connectivity and planning. And three, maybe just not completing the full project. King County Executive Gurmai Zahalai releasing a statement today saying, quote, decisions over the next few months will require collaborative problem solving, creative cost-saving measures, and regional compromises, end quote.
It's 8:12. It's time to get a check on the forecast. We're expecting to have rain, maybe even heavy at times today, but then we start to dry out tomorrow. Some showers occasionally, but also some sun breaks. Maybe a couple showers in the convergence zone area. That's North Seattle to South Snohomish County. That would be on Saturday, but otherwise partly sunny and dry Saturday and Sunday with highs in the mid-50s. Right now in Seattle, light rain in 51.
And it's 8:13. That's time for another check on traffic. We do that every 10 minutes. So what's up, Sully?
Well, I don't say it often enough. Our listeners are the best.
Oh, totally.
And they give me so much information so fast on the text line. Want to thank TJ and Steve chimed in right away to let me know what's going on in Duval on 203 southbound and 124th across the valleys. They've got some flooding issues up there. The atmospheric rivers, we were expecting it to be a little bit worse than it turned out to be, which is great. But up there, they do have a little bit of flooding issues, and there's some road closed, and so there's been people, a little bit more action on 203 than maybe normally, but no crashes or things like that. So that's the situation in that little corner of our map. Over to the I-5 and 405 corridors, hour-and-a-half trips from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, with an hour and 10 away from Linwood. I've been working to try to find a new stall right around 50th as well on southbound I-5. Haven't found it, but either way, you're stuck in that 90-minute trip. What's one more stall to the fire? Looking at Federal Way to Seattle, about an hour with 40 of those minutes from South Center, really heavy past the West Seattle Bridge. That bridge itself is also really heavy heading over to I-5. Across the lake, though, we're still hanging in there. 40 minutes plus from Renton on up into Bellevue, kind of a typical day for you guys. Behind that, the Valley Freeway and Pierce and South King are trying to thin out. So we're getting there a little bit in the south end. Back under 50 minutes from Puyallup to Renton. And that Federal Way part of the drive, not bad. Tacoma's not too bad. Westbound I-90 continues to struggle getting into Issaquah. Right lane remains blocked just around that sweeping right-hand curve to get you into downtown. This traffic report brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Get ready to be transported back to the golden era of rock. I don't know why. John Waite and John Cafferty, the Beaver Brown Band, live at the Emerald Queen Casino, April 9th. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show, Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
It's now 8:15 on your Thursday. Well, the legislative session has come and gone. Bills were passed. Bills died. How about we take a look back at what happened in Olympia and how the state will be impacted by all these new laws.
We're going to talk to Mike McClanahan, the host of The Impact on TVW, who joins us now. Good morning, Mike. And just a big picture as we start to step back. What are some of your guests telling you about what the big accomplishments were this session?
Well, good morning, too. Also to you guys, I guess the takeaways from the top leaders in Olympia, the governor and the Republican and Democratic leaders in the legislature, is that it's either a historic step forward or a step in the wrong direction, depending on which side of the aisle you fall on. Of course, the marquee issue for the governor this year and really the Democratic majorities in both chambers was what the supporters call the millionaire's tax, which is the 9.9% tax on personal income above $1 million a year that is would be due in 2029 for the first time. So that bill, it's on the governor's desk. He's publicly indicated he will sign it, but at this moment it hasn't been signed. So this is the step towards changing what critics call the most regressive tax code in the country. It's a frequent refrain in the legislature, but there are concerns from opponents, Republicans, that this really hurts the state's competitiveness and eventually could be expanded to really a lot more taxpayers, potentially the middle class, everybody. Now, that's not something that supporters have said is going to happen or that they would even support. The governor has said he would not sign any measure like that if it landed on his desk in the future. That threshold for the millionaire households is sort of a red line for him, according to the governor. Now, in the policy arena, there were also some pretty significant bills, especially dealing with public safety and police oversight. The sheriff decertification bill, which has gotten a lot of attention, it has passed. It has not been signed at this point. Governor Ferguson is reviewing it. Some of the sheriffs particularly sheriffs are concerned about the provision that could allow a local elected office to be vacated by default if the new standards if a sheriff is found not to be in compliance with the new standards and is decertified. So there's still some questions about what exactly is going to happen with that. The mask ban for law enforcement, that is pretty much a done deal. The governor plans to sign that today. It outlaws any local, state, or federal officers from wearing masks while interacting with the public. Now, this bill, the sponsor of the bill said, is a response to controversial immigration raids. There are concerns from some in the law enforcement community about exactly how it would affect officers in situations that they don't think the bill is intended to prevent, but there's not a ton of local opposition to that from the law enforcement community compared to, say, the decertification bill. There's also some other bills that maybe didn't get as much attention but are notable. There is legislation to create a blue envelope program. These are dashboard envelopes that can hold a driver's registration, license information, and for autistic and neurodivergent drivers, also safety communication instructions for officers in the event of a traffic stop. So that bill has passed and been signed. Also, a bill that intends to make it easier to have a kit home or build an ADU with modular components has been signed. This is basically the bill requires the statewide building code council to set up, flat rules for these modular kit homes just to speed up the process of getting these things sited and expanding the affordable housing supply.
Mike, I am a guy who occasionally watches the show. If not live, you can always catch it online on tvw.org. You have a lot of political perspectives that come through, including you recently had State Senator John Braun, a Republican, on the show. How would you characterize his reaction to this year's legislative session?
John Braun's reaction, he called the income tax bill arguably the most impactful in decades. He predicts it will have a long-term negative impact on the economy and standard of living. There are, of course, expected court challenges, and there could be a repeal initiative. So that's another variable that I don't think I brought up a minute ago, which that also sort of throws the future of that proposal into doubt. The reason Washington doesn't have an income tax currently is that there was one passed back in the early 30s. The state Supreme Court struck it down, said income is property. Washington's Constitution prohibits requires property taxes, those rates to be flat. You can't have a graduated property tax. Therefore, they ruled you can't have a graduated income tax. Question is, assuming the court challenge comes, will this court, the current Supreme Court, overturn it? That is a big question.
Talking with Mike McClanahan, the host of The Impact on TVW. Are there any bills, Mike, that died that you would see coming back next year?
Yeah, there are. In the consumer protection arena, I could easily see. In fact, AARP has said they're going to bring back the bill that intends to set a daily transaction limit on crypto kiosks. They're the Bitcoin ATMs you might see in the grocery store or at a gas station. It's basically the only place you can convert cash to crypto on the spot. Those have become an increasingly popular portal for payment in these widespread imposter scams, in particular targeting older residents. And there's no cap on how much money you can put in one of those in a day. They don't have the same regulations in place as some of the other industries. Because it's cryptocurrency, these organized criminal networks, largely overseas, but not all, but investigators say, can quickly move that money around and keep it from basically make it impossible to retrieve. Other bills that could come back, there was a bill this year that would have set state preemptions on local rules against camping and public property. Basically, this has to do with homelessness and encampment sweeps and how to deal with the unsheltered population in Washington. And that's been a perennial issue. That bill has come in one form or another at least twice before. So there's a good chance that comes back next year as well. Also, a bill we had talked about earlier this year, the surveillance pricing ban on groceries. That bill could come back in some other form next year.
Well, you've been so busy during this legislative session, I should say. What are your plans? Are you going to get a little time off once all the bills are signed, Mike?
We don't really work that way here, although a lot of people do take a couple of days. So,
do I need to call Renee?
Into the summer.
I'll call Renee and say,
hey, please do. Yeah.
Yeah. Mike,
good idea.
One of the hardest working men at TVW, knows all the bills, joins us, and Renee, give this man a break.
Yeah.
Mike McClanahan, thank you for joining us.
It's great
Mike,
catching up.
Yeah, Mike is the host of The Impact on TVW.
Thank you. It's 8:23, time for a check on traffic. We do that every 10 minutes. Sully, what's on your mind?
Also, just a couple of quick transportation things that I talked about during this session that didn't pass. The mosquito fleet bill, for some reason, some late Democratic squabbling sunk that one. And then the other one was the right shoulder driving for motorcycles. That didn't go anywhere either. I know that was something that was very popular for riders, but didn't go anywhere.
Did he say sunk for the mosquito fleet story?
Yeah.
I caught that, Sully.
It was clever. So did I.
Thank you. I'm a lot smarter than I look. Act or behave. Okay, so let's look at the roads right now. We have finally cleared the second of our two crashes on westbound I-90 getting into Issaquah, so that's good. The left lane just reopened a little bit ago. We are looking at some slowing, but it's getting better. Once you get through that, you get over to I-90 to 405. Across the lake, not bad. Renton to Bellevue still rolling at about 42 minutes. Behind that, the Valley Freeway still about 50. Federal Way to Seattle, about an hour, so about 10, 12 minutes behind schedule. Those last couple of miles are going to be pretty heavy, but nothing that you haven't seen before or you can't handle. It's an hour and 15 now from Linwood to Seattle or Bellevue, so we're pushing an hour and 40 minutes to go from Everett down into Seattle or Bellevue. That is not pleasant. And if you're wondering why we're kind of slow out of the Monroe area on 522 or down 203 into Duval, we've got some roads closed up there for some flooding, and so roads people might normally be on now, they're being forced to go onto some of the mainer, the bigger roads there. I also could talk good.
Mainer?
I'm channeling Nick Allard all of a sudden. And so that's why 203 and 522 are a little heavier right now. This report brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. Visit Subaru of Puyallup for friendly experts, transparent pricing, genuine care, and savings, all through the Subaru Lot to Love event now through March 31st. SubaruofPuyallup.com.
He's not even here to defend himself.
That's what makes
Friendly
it so
fire.
much better.
That was low.
That's what we call catching strays.
All right, you're going to get wet today. Rainy and breezy. 57 the high. Looks like the more steady rain will come in the afternoon hours. Things will calm down a little bit tomorrow, tapering off to showers. Spring arrives tomorrow morning. 56 the weekend looks fantastic. Well, Saturday and Sunday, we should see peaks of sunshine with highs in the low 50s. It's 51 right now.
Day's top headlines on the way, and KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey will have a tech talk, a breakdown of the recent cyber attack on healthcare company Stryker, why Iranian hackers are being blamed for the attack.
This is Seattle's Morning News.
Looking for even more Seahawks content? Subscribe to The Reset, the podcast with me, G. Scott, and Seahawks great Brandon Mebane. New episodes are out every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or subscribe on the Seattle Sports app.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Hey, I want to tell you a sellwithwes.com success story. Wes Jones knows how important your home sale can be for your future plans. So when he got a call from Susan in Federal Way, he was eager to step up and help her sell her home of 25 years.
Her house was her biggest asset, and this home sale was super meaningful for her. So she's like, I know that I'm leaving money on the table in the condition that it's in. Like, what can we do?
I told him up front that I did not have the time or finances to do what needed to be done. And he immediately jumped in with, well, I do.
He told her about their Listing Boost concierge service.
We identified probably 4 or 5 major things.
It just was all so fast. They did everything.
I'm a son of a builder, and I've done a lot of flips over the years. So this is work that we actually like to do. We are seeking this out.
And I would just tell anybody, here's his phone number, give him a call. He'll take care of it.
So if you're in the market to sell your home, do what Susan did. Check out Wes Jones and his team at sellwithwes.com. Sell with Wes, a better way to sell your home.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It is 8:30. Joe Kent is breaking his silence after resigning from the Trump administration, now raising new questions about U.S. intelligence and his political future.
In an interview with Tucker Carlson yesterday afternoon, Kent says Iran posed no imminent threat to the U.S., and he claims Israel is driving American foreign policy on Iran.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is here live with more on Kent's claims.
Yeah, Kent told Carlson in their interview there would be no imminent threat to the U.S. until Israel attacked Iran. And he claims when the Israeli government told the U.S. they were going to do just that, well, that is when the Trump administration decided to attack preemptively.
With what the secretary described, and later on the president, later on the Speaker of the House, and the way the events played out, the Israelis drove the decision to take this action, which we knew would set off a series of events, meaning the Iranians would retaliate.
Kent claims also that this raises some big questions now about what's really happening in this war on Iran.
Who is in charge of our policy in the Middle East? Who's in charge of when we decide to go to war or not?
Also yesterday, we saw the Trump administration's rebuke of Kent's claim and their defense of the president play out in real time during a Senate hearing. When National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard testified, only the president can determine if there is an imminent threat or not.
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
False. This is the worldwide threats hearing where you present to Congress national intelligence.
Kent now also claims the U.S. will likely see some attacks, perhaps inside our borders. Sleeper cell attacks, not likely, he says, but instead...
The real threat, and most major terrorist organizations have kind of moved to this model, is the lone actors. Yes. It's inspiring people that are already in place by using the media.
So the big question, do you believe Kent or not? His critics have accused him for many years of promoting anti-Semitic and anti-Israeli views. He's now under investigation, we need to say, for a possible intelligence leak, according to the New York Times. The inquiry apparently predates his resignation. That could be a way for the administration to discredit him. He's also lobbied many conspiracy theories over the years as well, especially the one about FBI agents possibly being responsible for orchestrating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. We won't go into it anymore, but it raises the questions of, do you believe Kent or not? I think what we can't ignore, any of us, was that he was director of counterterrorism for the administration. The debate will go on, and more fascinating information coming out of that interview with Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, quite the break with the administration. It's 8:33 now. It's time to check traffic on the threes with Chris Sullivan.
And the rain really coming down out there across the board, and you can add 10, 15 minutes to your trips because of it. We already had about an hour and 40-minute trip from Everett down into Seattle, with an hour and 15 of that just alone from Linwood. But we now have the HOV lane blocked on southbound I-5 right there past the Edmonds exit. So we're seeing a little bit more delay than you might expect. Similar travel for southbound 405 from Linwood, basically now down all the way south of Totem Lake and just kind of meandering into Kirkland, so not pretty out of the north end. Also, we've had some flooding out to the deal with kind of in the valley south of Monroe, getting into Duval, and so some roads are closed, and so 522 is a little heavy, and 203 is a lot heavier than normal getting into the Duval area. Northbound I-5, not too bad from Federal Way to South Center, but those last couple of miles are going to be rough. Still an hour drive to make it up into Seattle, and we've added a lot more action from Kent into 405. It's back up to 30 minutes from Auburn to Renton and about 52 all the way. Renton to Bellevue, about 40. Lake Bridge is now seeing some westbound slowing. Give yourself about 30 minutes to make it from Bellevue to Seattle. About, as I said, 10 minutes behind schedule. This report brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. Visit Subaru of Puyallup for friendly experts, transparent pricing, genuine care, savings during the Subaru Lot to Love event on now through March 31st. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
Showers this morning, more steady rain in the afternoon. We're looking for up to a quarter inch of rain today. A little bit breezy, too, and 57. And then spring arrives tomorrow just around 7:45 in the morning, and things are going to calm down. We'll see just scattered showers by afternoon and 56 for Saturday and Sunday. Very nice, mostly dry, some peaks of sunshine and highs in the low 50s. Right now it's 51 in Seattle.
Reliable, refreshing, and ready every morning. Seattle's Morning News.
8:35 now. In today's Tech Talk, you've probably heard of the recent cyber attack on the healthcare company Stryker.
Hundreds of thousands of healthcare devices were hacked into and wiped clean. KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey reports Iranian hackers are now being blamed for that attack.
According to Chris Krebs, former director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, in the Department of Homeland Security.
Hey, this was a wake-up call. Pure and simple.
Last Wednesday's attack on Stryker, a medical devices and equipment company, was deliberate and damaging.
This is a 5-alarm fire, I think.
It was also the first time, certainly that the public knows about, a company inside the U.S. has been targeted since the U.S.-Israeli-Iran conflict kicked off.
But it looks as if a group affiliated with Iran, Handala, was able to gain access to privileged, important administrator-level accounts within Stryker and then wipe out devices, hundreds of thousands of devices worldwide.
200,000 Stryker devices wiped clean with a living off the land cyber technique, meaning rather than trying to inject malware from the outside, bad actors were able to get inside Stryker's systems to direct the system to basically attack itself, effectively shutting down operations worldwide. Krebs says there was likely a software vulnerability within Stryker that bad actors were able to exploit to get inside.
I think the conditions that created this attack on Stryker were probably independent anyway, in that some misconfiguration or other vulnerability contributed to the ability of Handala to get in.
And as cyber teams continue to investigate how much damage has been done, it will most likely take a long time and a lot of money to fix any vulnerability, but also to get back up and running where they were before that cyber attack. It is one big, scary wake-up call. And Krebs says this is what companies should be doing right now.
Every organization today, right now, yesterday even, needs to be running a full hands-on deck rehearsal of what happens if they have a similar event. Make sure the bad guys cannot easily get in and move throughout the entirety of an organization.
You know, we've been breaking down all morning Joe Kent's interview with Tucker Carlson about the impetus for the U.S. attack on Iran and how they would respond. Well, this is considered by cyber experts as the first attack by Iran on the homeland. This was an act of war. Two of the most vulnerable industries in the U.S. include colleges and universities and healthcare. Spokesperson Susan Gregg tells me UW Medicine is monitoring the situation. Right now, their operations and their patient care are not impacted. WSU tells me they're in the clear. UW, no response yet.
Well, and on the text line, I'll just say somebody who says that they're close with somebody at Stryker says it was a rough day, one of the worst days for that company when this happened last week. So it just goes to show that we have these vulnerabilities, and we need to be thinking about that, not just the things that blow up. They can be right inside your computer.
Bad actors, including nation states, are really good at this stuff. And there are questions about whether or not Stryker will be able to recover at all from that attack.
Okay, well, keep us posted. I think you have your hands full with your tech talks in the future, Luke. It's 8:39 now.
Drones spotted over a Washington, D.C. Army base are raising security concerns.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth live at Fort McNair. Sources tell the Washington Post officials recently detected multiple unidentified drones over the base and have increased security measures there. They do not know where the drones came from. The Post reports officials are considering whether to relocate Rubio and Hegseth. Earlier this week, a suspicious package prompted a lockdown at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, the home of U.S. Central Command, which is overseeing the war in Iran. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Okay, it's 8:39. Sully, what's coming up in traffic?
Well, it's a pretty hideous drive coming down from Linwood. We'll talk about it coming up next.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free. easy, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
A lot of businesses are looking ahead for guidance and the right partners in the new year, and the right bank can make a difference, right, Brad?
That's right, Dave. And WaFd Bank can help with business checking, express loans, lines of credit, business credit cards, and so much more. WaFd Bank is also an SBA preferred lender, so you can grow with confidence.
What about when you need help with something? In this digital age, does WaFd have an actual person available?
Absolutely. Our friendly and knowledgeable local business bankers are ready and waiting to help you with whatever your business might need. From day one, our bankers get to know you and your business to build a strong foundation for future success. This especially helps when it's time to apply for loans and to spot gaps in your business operations, so we can recommend the service that would be most helpful.
And to learn more, visit wafedbank.com or visit your local branch. Discover why they were awarded Best Bank multiple years in a row by numerous financial publications. WaFd Bank, built for business. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Loan subject to credit approval. Non-sufficient funds charges may apply.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
Bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners baseball, Trident's up.
8:43. Let's check in with Chris Sullivan for traffic.
And we are still struggling in a big way to get down from Snohomish County, primarily from Linwood on down. For 405, it's right there just away from Linwood, all the way down into Totem Lake, with an hour and a half to an hour and 35 minutes to go from Everett down into Bellevue. About an hour and 40 from Everett to Seattle. The difference there, we're still working with the HOV lane being blocked just past the Nile Golf Course there at the Edmonds exit. So that's why we're seeing just a little bit of slowing there getting into Shoreline. So that's a little extra bonus for you guys who are already struggling today. Westbound across the lake, we're going to see some heavy slowing across the western tip of Mercer Island, and then on 520 getting into Montlake. You're going to need about 30 minutes on I-90 and maybe 28 on 520 to get from Bellevue to Seattle. Northbound I-5, seeing brake lights now up past 272nd, a little late arriving crowd there, plus the weather. Give yourself about an hour to go from Federal Way to Seattle. Those last couple of miles past the West Seattle Bridge are not going to be pleasant either. 509 northbound also kind of caught up today. Pretty heavy, but things are good on the First Avenue South Bridge. We don't have any issues there. It's just volume. Rented to Bellevue, about 42 minutes. The S-curves are active, and we are on them all the way up to about 44th. Behind that, the Valley Freeway, 30 minutes again out of Auburn, and 50 all the way from Puyallup. Westbound slowing on 512, getting over to I-5. Eastbound on 16 past Cheney Stadium. Those all happen as people race to get to Tacoma by about 9 a.m. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
We're seeing showers this morning, more steady rain for the afternoon hours. In fact, we're looking for up to a quarter inch of rain today. 57-hour high, little breezy too. Tomorrow, as we welcome spring, the showers will be with us, but tapering off throughout the day. For Saturday and Sunday, looks great. We'll see some sunshine in the afternoon hours, highs in the low 50s. Right now, it's 51 in Seattle.
Coming up, G. Scott with a little horticulture. Why we're seeing such early spring blooms.
Why did you sound Irish all of a sudden?
Horticulture. Cherry blossoms and tulips in the state are opening at the same time. G has an opinion on it. That's coming up on Seattle's Morning News.
Have something to say? We'd love to hear it. Text KIRO News Radio at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Come in now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Carter Subaru, Seattle's only Subaru dealership. With over 700 Subarus in stock, Carter Subaru has great hybrid and electric options like the Crosstrek and Forester hybrids now in stock, as well as the all-electric 2026 Solterra with 0% APR for 72 months. Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard, or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 3/31/26.
Got a Tesla, EV, or hybrid that needs repairs or maintenance? Take it to the experts at A&M Auto Repair in Bellevue, the new dealer alternative for your EV or hybrid. Visit A&M Auto Repair at myevpros.com or call 425-96-EV-FIX.
Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
At the Boy Scouts of America, our oath remains. A Scout pledges to be kind, helpful, and brave. We're committed to providing a safe and welcoming environment where Scouts can establish the foundations of character that will last a lifetime. Our approach ensures the Boy Scouts of America is building the youth of today into the leaders we'll turn to tomorrow. The Boy Scouts of America. Building character is in our nature. Visit scouting.org to learn more about Scouting.
Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime on mynorthwest.com.
Joining us now at 8:47 from the G and Ursula Show, G. Scott, 9 to noon here on KIRO Newsradio. G, your topic selection today has us all very, very curious.
I know it is. I know it does.
Yeah.
I know it does.
All
because on my show about 2 days ago, I've never gone to UW to see the cherry blossoms.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I've never gone to see up in Skagit Valley to see the tulips. Yeah, I haven't done any of that.
I said you were going to be tiptoeing through them.
No, I haven't done that. But now I want to do that. And so my wife actually heard me talking about it, and she was like, oh, you really want to go do that? Yeah, I'm turning 50.
Yeah.
Things are changing. I'm in my yard all the time, and one thing's, matter of fact, it's going to be the first mow. It's going to happen this weekend. We had a mild winter, right? And because we had a mild winter, maybe you look out in your grass like, man, you know what? My grass looks like it can be cut now. Yeah, well, that's because of that. Well, they're saying right now, they are saying because of the mild winter, according to Seattle Times, that you're seeing tulips and cherry blossoms popping early this year, and this is going to be an opportunity. It's a nice spring vibe. Spring is actually official, like a whistle, tomorrow. It becomes spring.
Yes.
Yep, there's that. And then also, this is also a reminder that nature is changing, right? Climate change is real. And things, I don't know, people still want to argue about that. Imagine that. But there's still a time where we're seeing our weather change, and one thing about Mother Nature, it will tell us the truth no matter what your politics are. So I will be going to take a picture. I'm going to put it on the gram.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, that is actually my new goal just this year in general. There are a lot of places that I have not been to and or seen because your dog's a city boy.
You've never been to the Washington coast?
No. Never been to the Washington coast. Nope.
Oh,
haven't done that. I don't want to go. Haven't done the tulips. You know,
Have you ridden on a ferry?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I've done that before.
All right.
I've done some hiking.
Okay.
I did some camping. I did the camping. People made fun of me camping. And see, look at Sully.
I can't even imagine you camping.
Is it camping if you bring your Louis Vuitton with you?
I mean, listen, here's time out. I mean, I figured if I was going camping, I wanted to be comfortable. And I see everybody else make sure they have all this and all that. Well, I brought linen, and I brought an air mattress, and I brought luggage.
Sounds good
to me. And I wanted to make sure that when I was out there, I was prepared.
That's not camping.
Well, what is it then? I stayed outside.
It's glamping.
That's glamping.
Yeah. Rob,
oh, my gosh.
I'm not sure you're going to like to see what Rob is saying on the text line. Rob in Puyallup says, G is turning 59. Time to stop and smell the flowers.
Hey, let me tell you something, Rob in Puyallup. That's my buddy right there. Let me tell you something about turning 50 I figured out. Because you know they say.
Oh, it's not 59?
No, it ain't 59.
I'm
but
kidding.
they say 30 is the new 20.
Yeah.
And they say 40 is the new 30 and 50 is the new 40. I don't know about all that, but I know this. I know that 7 p.m. is the new 11 p.m. because your dog be sleep early.
That is the truth.
Hey, I be sleep. But no, I knew that I would throw you guys off by talking about all of this. I definitely didn't want to talk about Charlie's commentary, and I definitely didn't want to, for sure. And I definitely didn't want to talk about the draft because everybody's like, "Oh, this is who the Seahawks going to draft."
Who knows?
You don't know that. So the cherry blossoms and the tulips.
Gee, Cisco retired a couple years ago.
Yeah,
right.
I like Cisco.
I was thinking that you could be potentially a great gardening show host. You could talk about making compost. Yeah. He had the tire potatoes. Yeah. That would be great. I mean, I can just imagine. Can you say ooh la la?
Ooh la la? No, Charlie, I can't do that because my content is actually how I feel. I don't curate my content to make money.
Except for the gram. When you got your cherry blossoms behind you.
There's a lot of folks out here that curate their content just to make some money. But somebody 425 says, "Gee, have you ever been to Deception Pass?"
Oh, that's spectacular.
No!
You know what I did there?
What'd you do?
Camped. Without Louis Vuitton.
Oh, yeah, but you're talking about, look at you now. Look, that's nice.
On the Tulip Festival website, and it says you can get tickets this weekend. I think this might be the earliest open ever. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah. That's a lot of crowds. You like crowds, G?
It is very, very busy.
No.
That's a problem. You and your wife better get there very early.
So wait. Should I do the cherry blossoms first or the tulips in them? What should I do first this weekend?
Are you doing the same in one day?
No. That's too much.
I would say definitely cherry blossoms during the week, kind of during the weekday.
Don't do it this weekend?
Easy. That's easy.
Definitely. I would say do neither over the weekend if you can, but traffic up to the Tulip Festival is probably going to be especially bad.
So traffic. So during the week, I need the tulips.
Yeah, during the week, probably both of them. If you can go in the middle of the night to both of them and somehow still see them, then that might be your best bet.
Who's taking the pictures through the gram? Is it you or Lillian?
I got one of those things that I can't figure out. Remember I told you?
What does that mean?
The DJ thing?
Yeah, the Osmo.
The Osmo. So I got one of those. So I'll set that thing up with a tripod and everything like that, and it'll take pictures of us both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the little camera you have?
Yeah, it's so hard to do.
Well, you haven't come to me for a lesson yet.
I do need picture proof, though, because I really can't picture you tiptoeing through the tulips. I'm having a hard time with it.
You know what? It's going to happen.
Okay.
Imagine G frolicking.
Frolicking through the quad with the cherry blossoms falling.
All right. So since I had a nice topic, I don't get kicked out.
You may be excused.
Damn.
G and Ursula, 9 to noon here on KIRO News Radio. We got to get over to Sully for traffic.
No, we're running 25 minutes behind schedule coming down out of the Linwood area. It's an hour and 40 from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue with the brake lights just annoyingly slow today. It is not fun. And we've added the HOV lane being blocked just south of the Edmonds exit. That's kind of just rubbing salt in the wound today for our drivers. Across the lake, you need about 30 minutes from Bellevue to Seattle. Northbound I-5 is trying to get better into Seattle, primarily from Federal Way up to about the beginning of Boeing Field. It's not terrible, but then you have about 40 minutes from there. So still about an hour, Federal Way to Seattle. 50 minutes still from Puyallup to Renton with a half an hour from Auburn. Primarily, most of that is from Kent north to 405, and then 45 minutes from Renton to Bellevue. Over to I-90 on 18, we've got a crash partially blocking over Tiger Mountain in the eastbound direction of 18, so that's not exactly pleasant. And we're super slow getting into and through Duval on 203 today. That's because people are using it to avoid some of the flooded roads in that general vicinity. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
And our forecast, a rainy, breezy day. The bulk of the rain will come in the afternoon hours. We are seeing showers this morning, but a more steady rain for later. Looking for about a quarter inch for today. Tomorrow, the rain will taper off to showers. We say hello to spring in the morning right after 7:45. And then the weekend looks nice. Saturday and Sunday, look for some sunshine in the afternoon hours, highs in the low 50s. It's 51 in Seattle right now.
Coming up on the G and Ursula show, Ursula weighs in on the lawsuit against Seattle institution Dick's Drive-In. You can catch G and Ursula from 9 to noon. You've got it on KIRO News Radio. Thanks for joining us this Thursday morning.
The G and Ursula Show.
There's two types of people. One's that use a washcloth. The other are bare hand bandits.
Hate to break it to you, but
Ursula, you a bare hand bandit?
Weekdays 9 to noon. Watch live on YouTube. KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
Think about this. In 2006, $20,000 equaled roughly 33 ounces of gold at the spot price. At today's prices, those 33 ounces would be worth over $150,000. Smart Americans diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals. That's why I buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's a crucial part of my balanced strategy. Gives me peace of mind given all the events that could impact the U.S. economy. See if holding gold in a tax-sheltered retirement account is right for you too. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. Just text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to receive your free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information. With an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, let Birch Gold help you diversify with gold. Now that's peace of mind. Text Dan to 989898. Again, text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 today. Message and data rates apply.
Come in now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Carter Subaru, Seattle's only Subaru dealership. Carter Subaru also has the largest selection in our state with more than 700 Subarus in stock. If you've been thinking about a Forester, now's the best time. The 2026 Subaru Forester starts at just 0.9% financing. Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 3/31/26.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber. Connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
John Curley here. Last year was one of the hottest on record. Did you know a heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you efficient heating and cooling